The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect those of the Barber's Chat Network, our great partners at H&B Media, or any of our media peers. We're just five idiots who love sports and love to talk shit. If you're offended easily, then this show isn't for you. And for those of you who aren't offended easily, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Remember, it's only entertainment.
So cool.
Triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold. My agent just said we made 100 flat. Make it back and make it stack just like no Steven Jack. Put my rings up in the camera like I needed that. Up in the air and at the rim is where I meet them at.
I don't know why that plays twice. Anyway, welcome to another edition of I'm Not Gonna Hold You. It's your boy Scott. It is November 15th, 2024. Man, we've got a packed show for y'all. Y'all know to follow me on all social media platforms at Barber Chair Scott. You can follow the Barber's Chair Network at Barber's Chair Net on all social media platforms. By the way, that includes Blue Sky. We'll get into that in a minute. You can also follow H&B Media at H&B Media TV on Twitter and at H&B Media on Instagram, man. Subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/Barber's Chat Network. You can see right here on the screen, it'll take you right to the QR code that will take you right to the Patreon. All different tiers on there. If you subscribe to the $10 tier, which is the Barber Show access tier, you get 25% off on your first order at the Barber Show Network store, and that is bcnetshop.com, man. We got a lot to get into today. Pack show. JR Bang is on the Barber's Chair IR because this nigga has whatever he got. I'm not gonna put his business out there, but the nigga's sick. So he's gonna miss the next two shows. So we got the homie Tosin filling in for on these next two pods, let's do shows. So let's bring the crew in right now, man. We got Dante, we've got Mikey, and we've got Tosin here, man. I see Mikey got the tree up already, getting real festive over there. How we feeling?
Yeah, that's a correction. Mikey don't got the tree up. Mikey's girl got the tree up. So
the Mikey household has the tree up.
It's her world. I'm just living in it. But what's good, y'all? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, man. Is this daylight savings messing anybody up too? Like, I just don't want to do nothing but sleep, watch TV, and drink alcohol. Like, it's like 1 p.m. comes and it feels like 5 o'clock. It's ridiculous out there. But Dante, how you feeling, bro?
I'm solid, bro. I know we ain't got this on the rundown. Big shout out to Melo, man. I know he happy as fuck right now. Cayenne just committed to Syracuse. That's really dope, bro. I know we talk about other people's kids, but I think Cayenne is one of those ones who's going to be really good at actually, have an opportunity to have an impact in the league when he gets there. But I do think it's really dope that he's going to Syracuse and to continue his pop's legacy.
You said we talk about other people's kids. You're not talking about one South Bay Laker. Are you? Just ask
yes,
a question.
And the other one that was just dancing that senior night, which we didn't need to see that. But
yeah, we didn't need to see that at all. But Tosin, how you feeling, bro?
I'm good, man. It's a lot of shit to talk about. I'm happy for Ken. Carmelo's Baltimore's finest and New York at the same time. I don't know how the hell he makes that work, but
yeah, it depends on what day that he feels like being from Baltimore or being from New York. By the way, the fans are already. That's how you know Tosin's been on the show a lot. The fans are already on your head on YouTube. They said somebody commented, make sure y'all get Tosin on set this season when it inevitably ends with Lamar choke job in the playoffs. By the way, I did not write that comment.
Yo, listen, first and foremost,
Scott Burner.
Living in Trump's America, you make fun of a black man. That's crazy to me. Crazy to me.
Oh, man. But anyway, man.
We're going to talk about Earl Thomas, too. We got to talk about that nigga. We're going to talk about him later.
We're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff, man. We got, it is a local hour. We've got Herb Howard going to join us in just a minute. But the There we go. Local hour. Banks not here to sing the local hour song. I'm not gonna sing it, but the local hour is here, people. Sponsored by nobody. But I wanted Tosin to join us on the local hour because I just kind of want like an outsider's opinion on the mess that has been going on at 1920 Football Drive. What's your take on everything you've seen, not just this week, but really since the Bears have come back from London?
I mean, it's an organizational thing. That's really the issue with the Bears from like forever, since I've been watching football. Like, I mean, y'all made it to the Super Bowl one time, but it's just been organizational issues forever. And I feel bad for Caleb because he is talented, but they just have so many issues just as a mess. Like, not to talk about the Ravens, but you know, when you look at my team, and I even Man United as well, like I always feel like the best sports teams are the teams that ran well, right? And every team that's run well, you're not going to win every single year, but you're going to be competing. With the Bears, it's like you have the talent there. They just do the dumbest shit that doesn't make any sense. It's like just from the top down makes sense. Like do things that make sense, but they don't. So I think the biggest issue when I look at the Bears is the top down. It comes all the way down from the owner all the way to the bottom. So that's really it for me is, are y'all going to really get y'all shit together? That's what I look like. And when we look at, you know, when Ozzie Newsome left, it was continuity. You know, EDC was firing all cylinders, but with y'all, it's like, what is going on here? You know, you have the talent offensively and defensively. Like even, you know, when you look at the players y'all drafted, I still think y'all should have got offensive line help, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, y'all are a mess, a big, big, nasty mess.
Big, nasty mess. And when you try to tell about that nasty mess, you get people reaching out to you. I always feel like somebody's watching me. That's what I felt like this week, but I'm going to leave it at that. But anyway, I'm going to keep saying what's going on, man, because y'all need to be worried about other stuff than trying to block people from what people talking about. But anyway, let's get into it. We're going to bring our guest on today. We've got the one and only Mr. Herb Howard, man, from the Bigs. You can follow Herb on Twitter, man. Herb, how you feeling, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Happy to be here. What's good with y'all?
I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. I'm trying to maneuver before the Death Star tells me what I said was inaccurate again. What? Anyway, moving right along. Man, we've got a lot of stuff that has happened with this franchise. I feel like every week now since the Hail Mary, there's just been something else to talk about. This Hail Mary, how they didn't defend that. You know, how, you know, Caleb played like trash the first three quarters, then played good in the fourth. You got the blowout that happened in Arizona, and then this past Sunday, you know, we was there. It wasn't even. I checked out of that game at halftime. Like, you know, I was paying more attention to red zone. But just what's been your opinion, your overall take on everything that's been going on with the Bears since, you know, that Hail Mary?
Man, it feels real familiar. It feels like, you know, 2 years in a row now they've gone through a stretch, 4, 5, 6 weeks where it's just a hailstorm just raining around the whole organization, inside the building, outside the building, on the field, in the locker room. It's just like it's always something. And, you know, last year they did a decent enough job of trying to navigate that and, you know, get themselves a fighting chance on the back half. This year, I didn't think like that just don't seem like a real possibility, man. The schedule was already shaped up to be so hard in the back 8 that, you know, anything less than 6-3 from the first 9 to me spelled doom for the season. And for them to get to 4-5 and be 2 games off of that pace, I don't see there's no way they can make up, you know, those 2 games in the last 8, not with their schedule looking like it is. So the season is definitely over. And it's unfortunate because it started with so much promise, so much optimism, right? The defense finished last season on a really, really high note. You expect them to continue to play at a high level, which for the most part they have. They've had some leaks in the run game, but for the most part, they've played winning football on that side of the ball. And you thought that, you know, with the influx of weapons on the offense, they would be able to play, you know, more complimentary football and be productive on that side. And it just hasn't happened, man. It just has not come together for a litany of reasons. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see what they can do in the back half. I think the most concerning thing right now is just the way Caleb has looked lately. And, you know, part of that has to be just the dysfunction around him or the lack of good play calling, good game planning, or just a good, strong voice as an offensive coordinator. But unfortunately, man, like I said, it feels familiar more than anything.
Yeah, I think familiar is the best word to describe it, because I don't think it's shocking that we got here. I think it's how shocking that we got this fast. to me. You know, you talk about all the good vibes that were going on in camp preseason. You had Hard Knocks. Really since the draft period when it was pretty much decided that the Bears were going to draft Caleb Williams and then just get to the same old Bears now. And it goes from now you're the national laughingstock, or as Sylvie said, their first cousins with the Browns and the Jets, which is actually true. I hate to admit it, but they really
Terrible,
are.
but it's real.
It's terrible, but it's real. And that's just really what you've seen, how they're looking. You looking bad in front of company. That's just really what it is with the Bears. And you know, you got the Waldron firing, which we all saw coming. Like we all knew Flus wasn't gonna get fired right away. We knew that Waldron was gonna be next. I'm gonna tell you what's next is they're gonna throw Caleb under the bus if this continues not to go right, man. Mikey, we've been having conversation all week about what's been going up, Halas. What's your take from this last week?
I mean, it's the same old shit, like Herb said, and we've been saying, it does just feel, too familiar. And I think you just have to, whether what they wanted to believe or not before, that continuity and one voice and all of that good stuff like that, it really meant something. I think you have to look within if you're within Halas Hall, and you have to say like, okay, what is it now? How it has to be us. There needs to be some self-reflecting. It's crazy how they left off from London 4-2. Caleb playing probably the best game that we've seen from a Bears quarterback in a while. Just efficiency outside of the errant throw on the interception to the deep left end zone to DJ Moore. But outside of that, everything was perfect. You had Keenan involved, Cole Kmet involved. They had Lil Durk there, like everything was just kind of like going up. And then since then, it just went downhill fast. I just really, really, really cannot comprehend how one Hail Mary or failed Hail Mary can just disrupt an entire season. If that is the case, and that's what we've been seeing, then this team was just not mentally strong enough and built for the long haul, because like Herb said, we knew what November and December brought as far as the schedule goes. Winter was coming. They had to rack up as many W's as possible. And I just think, the record is what the record is right now at 4-5, but I just want to know, how we got there is just more, upsetting, because in the midst of taking these L's, you started to see regression from your quarterback. You kind of started to see some players making some business decisions. You started to see a leaky run defense. They haven't scored. Last time they scored an offensive touchdown, Lonzo Ball was still hooping this year. That was, that was your birthday, Scott. That was, October 26th. So like, it's been a long time, and it's just been unfortunate. They've really, kind of taken the win from, beneath my sails, because I really was hyped for this season. We all had big expectations, and we were sold that, things would be changing. And, when the GM goes ahead and, they end Hard Knocks with the, it's time to win. It's like, yeah, it's all good. Yeah. And then you sit back and you remember like, man, why the fuck were these motherfuckers on Hard Knocks? Oh, that's right. Because they're ass. So it's just been disappointing all around. And, we talked about it in our kind of pre-show meeting with the guys, but this is the least exciting, juiced up, hyped up, Packers week that we've had in a long time.
Yeah, because even when the Bears are bad, which is all the time, and we always juiced up for Packer week. You know what I'm saying? Like, you always a little bit, that's the rival. Now I'm like, I feel nothing. Like, okay, they even in a win, it's like, okay, but then that gives Eberflus some credit. I don't want that. I feel like you're in hell here. Dante, what's your take on everything that's been going on?
I mean, everything you all have said is pretty much sums up why the entire fan base is so apathetic right now. It's like, we saw this, we said, hey, let's not repeat the same mistake. Then they repeated the same mistake. It started to work a little bit, like, okay, we might have dodged a bullet, but then you were still seeing the same mistakes from Flus. Just the lack of continuity on offense. And I think the kiss of death was really Caleb sitting there shaking his head while Waldron's sitting there trying to laugh it off. And it's like, no, bro, we just put up 3 points against one of the worst defenses in the NFL. Like, there's nothing to laugh about right now. And so it's just disappointing. But also, I'm cautiously optimistic because, you know, Thomas Jones, and I'm going to get into that, but like, I think things could work. You know, players like him. He's kind of like in the Raheem Morris mode. It's ironic he worked with Morris under McVay. McVay, right?
Yeah, McVay.
The Rams, under McVay with the Rams. So, you know, a lot of those guys are players, coaches, and that's a good thing. And that could play. But he said he also, DJ said it, he holds people accountable. So we're going to see, you know, how that really holds up, especially amongst the offensive line, bro. Because I feel like, you know, I know we got a lot of mix and matching going on, but I think right now, just the feeling that's led us all to be really out on the season is just, you know, it's the same shit, different day. It's like, how many times can we repeat the same mistake and I understand fans are fans, but like when you have people at home calling out what's going to happen and it actually happens. Like, it's like, bro, we keep doing this. We know this doesn't work. So why are we doing it?
I think it's also good for the fans to admit that they had high expectations because a lot of shots on Twitter, people was like, "Oh, well, I told you so." You know how embarrassed Twitter is. I saw this coming my way. No, you didn't. We like when everybody loved London, it was a high. You know, I saw people, including myself, talking shit, and now everybody, well, I saw this coming a mile away. The only thing I would give y'all is we all said David Flew should have started the season as a head coach. Everybody said that. Besides that, no, that was not the case whatsoever. It's fine to admit that you had expectations and it just didn't go the way you want to. Let's go to Thomas Brown, who we were able to speak to on Wednesday. Packed house there. Herb, I think that was most people that was there since week 1. Like, it was filled to the brim up in there.
Standing room only in the press room.
Standing room only in the press room. But Thomas Brown interviewed for the offensive coordinator job in the offseason. He was Sean McVay's assistant head coach when they won the Super Bowl. He said Dante's high ass said Thomas Jones.
We're watching too much P-Valley over there.
And Dante, we didn't debut the fine penalty box yet, but you would have been the first person because you were on mute. So when we started
crazy.
up, and it was your idea to come up.
It's my idea. That's
with
the
fine box, and you were the first person. Anyway, Thomas Brown. I would say this: he did not granted. Shane Waldron has a personality of this cup that I'm holding in my hand, but he had a lot more personality. He seemed like he knew what he was talking about. I'm not expecting too much from him because it's the Bears. Outside of the last year with the Bills when Joe Brady took over and their offense started looking better. Outside of that, how many times do you really see a midseason offensive coordinator change happen and it really is impactful? So I'm not expecting that much, but I did like what I heard from him. I think to me it's a 50-50 thing. It's about the play calls, but it's also about Caleb getting that rock out quicker. If you look at the 9 sacks that happened last week, I'll say easily 4 of them were on Caleb. He had more than enough time to throw the ball. He's got to get that out quicker. So if they can find a way to change that, maybe helps a little bit. But Herb, what do you think about Thomas Brown, and what are your expectations if you have any for Sunday?
Yeah, man, I don't know how you can interview that dude and then end up giving that job to Shane Waldron, right? It's just 2 different dudes. It's 2 different energies. Talk about commanding the room. You're talking about speaking with confidence. You're talking about having, you know, a plan. It's like, you know, you just when you talk to somebody, do you believe what they're saying or not? And, you know, he has just a different presence about him, certainly than Shane Waldron did. So, I mean, I expect improvement, but it's not like he can change the system, right? It's not like he can change the system in the middle of the season. So, but I expect improvement on common sense things, right? He's not going to give the ball to the backup center on the goal line. He's not going to run speed option left on 4th and goal after you've been down there for 4 plays. He's not going to have players coming to him saying, coach him harder, right? He has high expectations and high demands for his players. He expects them to meet the standard. And so, you know, for those things, I think you will see improvement, just, you know, better decision-making on Sunday and then holding players accountable and having a different energy than Shane Waldron has. So I expect some improvement that you should be able to see on the field. They should become some tangible things, but at the end of the day, the system is going to be the system. the holes that they have offensively, be it a fluctuating O-line or whatever, youth at quarterback, those things will still remain the same. As far as Sunday, I don't expect nothing, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. Like 10 games in a row is crazy. Like
10. Hey, I'm gonna give even worse than 10 games in a row. 25 out of the last 30.
25 out of 28. No, out of 28.
It's 28 out of 30. That's even worse.
No, it's 25 out of 28.
Oh, it's terrible.
15 out of 16, 25 out of 28,
oh my
10
God.
straight. Like that's insane, bro. Like we got to stop calling this thing a rivalry, man. I know every single year as Bears fans, we all, all of us have been guilty ever since we was kids. We talk ourselves into thinking that we're going to get them this year. Lovey had the best record. Was he like even or one game over, one game under, something like that? I think
he was like one game over or was exactly at 500. Like,
yeah, so like
he got him during the peak at the end of Favre, but then Rodgers came and it didn't matter no more.
That's like as good as it's ever gotten to be right around 500 in our lifetime. And so at least since Brett Favre got there in 93, like it's just at this point the sense of calling it a rivalry. I know I'm looking forward to being in the South Tunnel before the game, and Green Bay sucks. That's always cool. I like that every week.
Yeah.
But they turn it up on Packer Week, and it's like, yeah, we're gonna do that. Then they're gonna go in the crib. And remember, they live here. They're gonna kick their feet up on the coffee table. They're gonna grab your remote. They're gonna make a sandwich. Like it's their crib. Like Aaron Rodgers told y'all it's their crib, and they've been taking care of his crib even since he left. Like it's unfortunate, man. It's real sad to be, in the middle of such a historic rivalry, and it don't even feel right calling it that no more because we lose so much.
I think there's like a crazy point differential. I think over the last decade, I think it's like the Packers are plus 350 in the point differential, and meanwhile you got the Ravens and the Steelers who have played the same amount of games. And I want to say that's only
it was tied last game.
Yeah, and even the point differential. Yeah, I think it's like 1,002 to like 999. Like it's only like off by like 3 points. Like that's a real rivalry, and
that's how Duke Carolina was in college hoops for a long time. They had the same record, but they also had the same score, like the same exact score. And like this ain't that, bro. This ain't that.
This ain't that. This is just pride. This is just, we grew up here in the crib. We're fans of whatever. Like my dad, so tired of it. He went and remarried and she's a Packers fan, like he was just over it. So it is embarrassing though, because like it's, I seen people talking about, the Xavier McKinney comments, with DJ Moore and all of that stuff. And it's like, you can't even like really engage and get in. It's like, all right, whatever he says and whatever he feels is what he feels. Like we are literally, that is the last thing to worry about right now in that room. Like it's all about like, how can you turn this organization and get this culture that they continuously harp on? How can you get it to be what it is up north? That is a culture. That is an organization. That is something that no matter who the quarterback is, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love, the beat just keeps on turning. And it's like, okay, put your pride to the side and really ask yourself these questions. What are they doing that we're not doing? We're in the third largest market. This is Chicago. How are they able to do this without really spending in free agency as well? What is going on from a grassroots level as far as, scouting, development, training staff, all of that stuff? What is it that the Chicago Bears are lacking at, and how can they change this? And, I think Ryan Poles is going to be still tasked next year with figuring this out, unless it goes completely south and they don't win the rest of this year. Then, the conversation might have to be had, but they really do need to worry about what is happening in Halas Hall and how that can change, because this is a terrible product. Chicago sports fans, we're very prideful. We're very, how would I say, we're very authentic in our love for our teams, and we know what the fuck we're talking about, whether it's basketball, whether it's baseball, whether it's football. And for them to continuously throw this out there and expect us to just eat it up, like, nah, like the apathy.
That's the apathy.
Because of course we're always gonna eat it up, because they're gonna always give us that little carrot and dangle it. And it's like, baseball is terrible in this city. Basketball is terrible in this city. You go and you get this, what we thought was this white knight and Caleb Williams. Of course, we're gonna, of course we're gonna have hope.
Okay. Yeah. I think I had an internet problem for a minute. But Tosin, man, you know about actual rivalries because you're Steelers. I mean, you're Ravens, my fault. Your Ravens and Steelers go back and forth all the time. In fact, y'all meet again this week. But tell me, y'all have had offensive coordinator problems. Do you think that changing the offensive coordinator middle season can work?
I mean, we did it one year. We won the Super Bowl. So, yeah.
Excuse the hell out of me.
You remember that? You remember that it was a 2012 Super Bowl, I think, when we beat the it was 2013. I think we fired, I forgot who we fired in the middle of the season, but it can't work. I think that the thing is just the players have to buy in. Like you were saying, like you really have to have the coach, like, do they believe the shit that he's selling? That's really what it is. Like, do you believe like what the guy is selling? And honestly, y'all previous coordinator did not fill me or anybody with any confidence. It was not fun at all. But I don't know. Like, I just truly feel that you need to spark change. Like, and that's really it. It's like, how can you spark change and how can you make everybody buy into like what everybody's selling? I give you another example of like Manchester United, my favorite soccer team. We fired our coach like a few weeks ago because he had no charisma whatsoever. Like, he had the ideas, but he had no charisma. So it was like, how do you have somebody come in the middle of the season and really spark the players? So maybe that's the change y'all need, is to get rid of the offensive coordinator, because what I saw last week was that shit was not good. I would fight.
It was terrible. I want to go back to you. Now, we talked about expectations. Now, there's a difference between expectations and what you want to see. What do you want to see from Thomas Brown on Sunday?
Yeah, no, 100%, man. Like, I mean, like Mike was saying, we ain't nothing we can do about being Bears fans, man. Now, having been on the beat for 4 years, it, like it drains some of your fandom away. It's like,
100%. 100%.
But like at the end of the day, I still always want the best for the Bears. So I'm always gonna root for them. I'm gonna go into Sunday hoping that they can beat Green Bay. Like, I just know better. You know what I mean? I saw Orlando put in the comments like they beat Green Bay. I'm back on the wagon. I feel that, but I'm not even off the wagon. It's just like I'm just watching the team and seeing what it is. Like, and I don't like, I wouldn't put $100 on them to win none of these games coming up. Like, none of them. And not having seen them play in Washington, Arizona, and against the Patriots, like, that's just, I don't see it. But what I would hope would happen is that, Thomas Brown would call more of a sensible game. And I actually think he's going to get the response from his players. I think I'll predict this right now. I think the Bears are going to score on their opening drive. Right?
I do too. If I was a gambler, I would 100% bet that.
I think they're going to score a touchdown on the opening drive.
Happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they've got 10 points total in the first quarter all season. That's
terrible.
Like, you got to try to do that, bro.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, you got to try to only score 10 points in 9 games in the first quarter. Like, so I think he'll be better with that. I think they'll start out a little bit faster, and I'm hoping that he'll be better with end of half situations. The Bears, yet again on Sunday against the Patriots, they had an opportunity to go 2 for 1 at the half. When they deferred to the second half, they went down. They got the first part. They got a field goal, and the defense let them go down there and score. And then the offense came out in the second half, and I think we went 3 and out. It's just like, I think he'll be better, like, situationally, goal line, red zone, in a 2-minute. Third down was atrocious last week. I don't even remember what it finished. I just remember looking up at one point, it was like 1 for 11. And that I was done with the game at that point, so I stopped tracking everything. But I think he'll be better, situationally. I think he's just – I won't even put this on him. Like, Shane Waldron just wasn't smart, like, on some common sense type stuff. And I got a ton of respect for all NFL coaches, man. It's the pinnacle of the profession, and you don't get there by accident, right? So even all these coaches that's, coaches' kids and all of that, coaches' grandkids, it's a lot of that in the league right now as far as nepotism. But even with that, man, you got to spend a lot of time around the game. You got to really know the game. So I got a ton of respect for all the coaches in the league, but it's levels to it, man. Like, some do it well and some don't. And he just didn't do it well. And it was just common sense stuff. It wasn't even really that kind of deep stuff, right? It's not like, oh, I hate his system. I hate this. It's just like, bro, don't get a ball to your backup center on the goal line. He ain't touched the ball maybe since Pop Warner. Like just don't do that. And
don't double down on it. And don't double down on it.
Yeah, and
you know what I'm saying?
Week.
And like, don't double down on it. And then that's what's the most infuriating thing of the whole Waldron Flus combo is like, we're not fucking stupid. Everybody knows that was
everybody
not the case.
That's just
and then
stupid.
you come back and you double down on it. And then I can see, just Herb and Scott from what you guys see. And then, what is coming out more and more through some of the other beat writers is he never had the room. And it's like, well, why, and like to your point, Herb, like, we love the people that win the press conference. Thomas Brown, hey, listen, just hearing his voice, if I don't watch it, just hearing it, I'd be like, this is a man that has his head on together. And at least he's going to go into a detail that's with confidence and somebody you could rally behind. How could you hire Shane Waldron?
Go ahead, Dante.
I have a question for you and Herb. Did Thomas Brown mention anything about his play calling style? Because you remember when McVay had Jared Goff, he would talk in the headset until the mic cut off. I didn't see anything about how Thomas called plays in Carolina, but did he mention anything about that during his press conference?
I think all he said was like
he'd be in the booth.
Yeah, he'd be in the booth, and he's like efficient, explosive. There was nothing like it was real buzzword type stuff. Like
okay.
Yeah, I thought he did a good job of navigating some of the questions in terms of just the gamesmanship of it, right? Not trying to drop no nuggets to Green Bay or whoever. I thought he did a good job with that. I wouldn't expect him to come out and say, well, I'm going to do this differently. I'm going to run more, pass more. I'm going to.
On these niggas.
I wouldn't expect him to come out with that. So I thought he did a good job of kind of navigating some of those questions. I just think that, like, going back to what Mike was saying, like, it's just you got a situation where the head coach is unwilling to call it what it is. And just, to me, that says I'm not holding him accountable to this. Like, if you can't come out and say, yeah, we probably shouldn't have run that, then to me, I don't think you're telling him that at Halas. Number one, if I'm the head coach, that's not coming through my headset and then making it to the field. That's insane. Like, wait, what you just say? We finna get a ball of Doug Kramer. Boy, give me your headset. Don't say shit else. Like, that's we're not doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that it just didn't make sense. And it's just those little common sense things that, I would think that, we'll see some improvement. And we talk, that's points, man. Like, especially when you're offense that's struggling to put up points, you got to take advantage of all these opportunities. That's another thing where I thought, and this can go to the whole offensive staff. This could be offensive coordinator, this quarterback's coach too, right? And it's Caleb. Like, it's not just that he takes all the sacks that you was talking about earlier, Scott. It's when he takes them and how he takes them.
At the worst time.
Bro, we had the 31. You can't take a 10-yard sack. Like, you can't do that. You're taking points off the board, and you've done it multiple times. So if you do it once as a rookie, like, oh man, I can't do that. Okay, cool, no problem. Don't do that anymore, bro. You've done it at least another time or two where you've directly taken points off the board on third down once we've gotten in the scoring position. You can't do that, bro. Y'all can't bounce back from that. Y'all can't afford to miss 3 points, 6 points. Y'all need those. Yep. So, those types of mistakes, and Coach Flus has talked about, since he's been here, we don't walk past mistakes. But every time there's a mistake, we stop and correct it right there. And then now you got players coming in later on the offensive side, from Mercedes Lewis to DeAndre Swift, all saying like, well, I just don't know if we was focused in on the details during the practice and we was letting stuff slide by. Like, well, that's two different philosophies, right? So you just letting this man do his own thing, even though it flies in the face of everything you said you stand for. And that's what really led me. I mean, after that game after the goal line, after the Doug Kramer game, I asked him in that press conference too, like when you heard that come through your headphones, you didn't want to veto that call at all. He was, well, it's in our playbook. We practice. It's a lot of shit in your playbook, bro, but there's a time to run it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't, so he did that. And then ultimately, as that just kept building, that's what just led me to ask him, like, man, are you really going to let yourself get fired without addressing this issue you got an offensive coordinator?
That was a question of the afternoon that you asked right there. And, and then he did in Pete Flus where, we got a process. We got to see what the process is. But I want to go to this next topic, man, about the second biggest storyline around Halas Hall this week. And that was that there's whispers of some players wanting, Caleb Williams to sit down for a couple games. Mark Silverman, a.k.a. Sylvia, Waddle Silver Show, he reported that he heard from somebody that some vet players, didn't name any names, wanted Caleb to sit. Now, when we asked, well, I forgot who, I don't know if it was I think it was Mark Brody asked Cole Kmet about it, and Cole Kmet was like, "Nah, that never happened." Then we got a couple more reports saying that it never happened whatsoever. To the point where let Sylvie go on a little rant, man. We're gonna play this clip real quick from Waddle and Sylvie defending his source about players wanting Caleb to sit down for a little bit.
I would never, ever, ever, and I'm looking at the camera right now, use Travis Bagent as a source, nor do I get information from him. I would discount that coming from the player's dad. That's pure silliness. I get it from people inside that building who work there every single day. I stand by my sources. I will not give my sources up, because if I give my sources up, I will not have those sources in the future. They trust me because I have proven to be trustworthy over the 26 years that I have worked locker rooms. If you want to disagree with me and you don't like my work, that's one thing. But when you come to me and you say that you're a liar or you're making stuff up or you just want clicks, that's complete nonsense.
I always feel that there's the truth is somewhere in the middle. I do believe that somebody did tell Sylvie that. I'm not, discrediting anything Sylvie said. Like he just said, he's been doing locker rooms, shit, nigga, when I was a kid. So I'm not. If somebody told Sylvie something, then he believes it. He put it out there. So I don't believe that he's lying about what he heard. I just don't know who the person was, where they got it from, because all the other messages that people been hearing is that never happened. Now, players lie too, so I do believe that there was probably some, and maybe that it got out. They don't want to put their name on it. Either way, this is just another distraction, and I feel that honestly, if the Bears had a actual veteran backup quarterback, like when the Indianapolis Colts sat Anthony Richardson, you had a Joe Flacco, Super Bowl champion, playoffs many, many times. Even if you have in Carolina, when they benched Bryce Young, you still had a Andy Dalton. It's just so Bears that their backup quarterback is a second-year guy when you have a rookie starting. That's just funny to begin with. So if they had an actual veteran and Caleb kept struggling, I don't think I would have that big of a problem. If this ever did happen, I think it would be disastrous, would make no sense whatsoever. But just the fact this is going around just shows you kind of some dysfunction. We don't know if these stories are being planted or not, however how it goes. Dante, what's your opinion on this? Do you think this, some bullshit or just something, that might be true? Nobody want to put their name on it.
I think it might be true. Like I'm 80% sure it's some bullshit, but this is my thing, and this is the bigger overline theme. And y'all know how I feel about the bullshit that we hold so close in Chicago sports. Like we fall in love with personalities. We love the 85 Bears. Another thing we love is backup quarterbacks. And I know they talk about that all over the league, but this is the same city that used to battle over Shane Matthews and Jim Miller. Two fucking bums. Like, and it was a consistent conversation. Like we grew up through that, with Kay McDown, with fucking who was Buddy from USC who had to wear the surf suit because he was too cold. What's his name?
Matt Barkley, was that it?
Yeah, Matt Barkley. We've seen this our entire lives. So for me, it's just frustrating because who on earth thinks this second-year player is going to make this team better? When we've seen him play already, we know what he can do compared to what Caleb can do. We've seen the inconsistencies, and you're not telling me that he's going to jump in there and just suddenly make this offense better. Like this is a sickness in Chicago that we've dealt with our entire lives. And as much as we talking about changing coaches, this shit got to stop. Like, it's nowhere in hell you're talking about the number one pick in the draft, even though, yes, he has struggled. But you're going to sit here and say, nah, fuck it. We won't Beijing. No, it just sounds silly as hell.
Yeah, it's beyond silly to me. And if that was the case, I question even more the people in the locker room if that is the case. Herb, what did you think about this story that's been spread this week?
Yeah, man, I think for me, I stay away from just stuff that don't make sense to me. And that's not to say that Sylvie was lying or don't have his source or that they didn't tell him that, or even that it's not true, right? Or I just know it's not going to happen. And so, like, it's like, right. like whatever, you know what I'm saying? If one or two players feel that, if 51 players feel like whatever, it don't matter. It ain't gonna happen. So, I wasn't really paying much attention throughout the entirety of the time since it came out. On Wednesday when I was in the locker room, I talked to DJ and he was like, man, I was waiting on you to say something about this. We talking about we don't want Caleb in here. I was like, bro, I don't deal in shit I don't believe. Like, I don't think it's gonna happen. So I ain't got nothing to do with it. I was like, did you say that? And he was like, nah, I ain't say that shit. He's like, I don't think nobody said it. I was like, well, cool. Like, I wasn't gonna make no reports or statements about it. Like, I don't know nothing about it. All I know is that they've hooked the franchise to Caleb back, and that's just it. You can't go back and forth on it. You can't waver on it. You can't, especially in a situation like you said where you got undrafted second-year player behind them. Like, it ain't so like nah. You can't say, oh, we're gonna sit him and let him learn from Tyson. Like, that's wild. Like, what are you saying about him then? So right. You put the whole franchise on this kid back. You gave him the keys. You gave him the keys since day one. You gotta let him just keep driving, and hopefully, he don't crash this motherfucker. But it is what it is at this point. You can't go back and forth on it. So any idea that they gonna bench him just for the sake of benching him, nah, man. They won't even pull him out the game when they down 30.
When they down 50,
get him from getting hurt. You know what I'm saying?
You're getting pounded to the earth's core.
Yeah. So for me, I just didn't pay much attention to it because, true or not, I didn't think it was something that had the slightest possibility of happening.
The moment you make a decision like that, you are admitting that you have not given this kid everything he needs to succeed in year one, and that automatically is grounds for Flus to be out of here, and more directly Ryan Poles. Like,
the moment you closer and closer to Poles, ain't it, Mikey?
Real shit. Like, that ladder is
closer and closer.
The moment you make a decision like that, even thinking that shit, like, if I'm Ryan Poles, I'd be like, all right, get the fuck out of here with that. Like, no, how are we gonna implement a quick passing game, run the ball before we get to that? Because we see the effects that it has around the league, with Anthony Richardson, Bryce Young. When you see this happening to young quarterbacks right away, like, there's no coming back from that. Like, yeah. And if I'm Caleb, and if that's really how you feel, then he's within all of his rights to feel a certain way towards management and whoever actually put that out there, and they made that decision to go with it. So I'm with you, Herb. Like, that shit was never gonna happen, because the moment you do that, you're signing your own pink slip.
I think Tosin, I just wanted to ask you. Well, go ahead, my man.
I was gonna say, this is why Dion said that he wants Shedeur to go somewhere else, and he's gonna protest if they try to put him somewhere terrible, because it's not fair to kids, man, at all.
What do you think about, like, the overall, like, we know people say when Lamar was a free agent, we heard nobody wants him. It's you hear crazy stuff from people's perspectives of people in organizations when stuff like this happens. But what do you think about, like, the overall? We're gonna sit this rookie down for a little bit, have him learn a little bit, just to bring him back in a couple weeks, like they've done Bryce Young, like they're doing Anthony Richardson right now. What do you think about that whole process?
I mean, depends who your quarterback is. First of all, you're gonna sit him for Tyson. That's stupid. He's not good. There's a reason why he's a backup. He's not good, and it's just dependent. Like, it's stupid to me, because it just shows you never had a plan in the first place, and now you're doing a scramble drill and trying to figure it out on the fly. You should have had a plan in the beginning, right? And it's showing over and over again that, like, someone somewhere is not doing their job, and it's trickling down. So for me, when you say you want to bench a rookie because he's not doing well, you put the other thing, you're scrambling and you're clearly not doing your job well. Someone over there needs to get their head on a swivel and, like, figure it out. Not trying to say somebody should get fired, but somebody should get a real stern talking to from the people that pay people's bills.
And I think that's the problem with the Bears, is we don't know who the hell is who is running stuff. Yeah, like, we know. Look,
me and Mikey know. We know.
Look, here's the thing. What I'm saying is, like, who's supposed to be doing it, who's actually doing it. You know what I'm saying? But that actually goes to something Herb, you and Mikey just bringing up. Let's talk about Mr. Ryan Poles. Ryan Poles has not spoken to the media since London, which has been a minute. It's been about 5 weeks up to this point. And, it is somebody who, we're going to Monday morning quarterback this thing, I know, but that's what happens in sports. What have you done for me lately? You look at everything he's accomplished in his time here as a Bears general manager. It hasn't been bad. I don't think you can say with a straight face that it's been bad, but he's had some questionable moves. We saw his first move, which I questioned from the jump, the Larry Ogunjobi signing, which ended up not going through because of a failed physical. You've got, the big trade that kind of is like his big joker, I guess, that he's actually the big things accomplished, which got DJ Moore, which got the pick to end up being Caleb Williams and things like that. You got the Nate Davis signing, which they should have cut him a long time ago. He just got cut this week. I didn't bring that up. That's how crazy a week it was. That story went under the radar. His love for Velas Jones, who they had that whole little hard knocks segment where they found it so hard to not keep him. He fumbles week one. We don't see him again. Then he decided to cut him months later. So it kind of feels like, I don't want to say he's done a bad job. I feel like that would be Monday morning quarterbacking too much.
Don't leave Chase Claypool out.
Dog, Chase Claypool. I forget about that. Chase Claypool. That's another one. But it's starting to feel like outside of that big trade, he's had more misses than he's had hits. And with the way stuff still's going on right now, the way that stuff is picking up, and I think it's going to get worse from here, it's kind of feeling like, hey, he might be on the should this guy go? So my question you, Herb, is do you trust Ryan Poles, if you even trust him to begin with?
Yeah, I've trusted him for most of the time that he's been here, and I've been aligned with his big picture plan. Right, he comes in, he recognizes got an aging roster, the cap is messed up. He's like, for better or worse, we got to tear this thing down. Now that was terribly unfair to the previous quarterback to tear the team down. In his first year as a starter, right? But that's what had to be done. So he tears it down, and you try to get improvement in the next year. And so you say, we only got DJ Moore. Let me go out here and let's bring in Chase Claypool. Let's send a second-round pick to Pittsburgh for this dude who everybody knows has been a head case, has been emotionally and mentally fragile and independable. The Steelers don't let go of young talent, man. So when they do, that should be a huge red flag to you. Yeah. But the Bears have dipped into that bag a couple times. They went and got Artie Burns to play corner. The Steelers let him go. He was like 24, 25 years old. If Mike Tomlin don't want you this athletic corner at 24, you probably don't want him either. If Mike Tomlin don't want this 25-year-old receiver he looks like he should be a monster, you probably don't want him either. But you send a second-round pick over there, and it's just like, man, I saw Mike Tomlin at the owners' meetings in Orlando in March or April, whenever it was. And I was like, man, you got to get excited every time you see the Bears name pop up on your call ID, don't you, man? like it's like, because by that point they had Justin Fields, for the 6th round pick. They had Chase Claypool. It's like, man, you got to be happy every time you see them on your phone, man. And he just kind of give you one of them little sly little laughs, like, man, you know what I mean? But I think that, Ryan Poles is certainly taking some big swings and misses. And this Nate Davis thing was the latest. And the problem is, right, that just like Chase Claypool, these red flags were there before. Like, you don't got to look at this in hindsight and say, dude probably wasn't a good guy. His previous head coach told you, even though he can play, we letting him go because we like dudes that practice and want to be on the team.
Thank you.
I ain't giving you $30 million for that. Guaranteed $20 million for that. And when Flus came to the post-game press conference last week, and he was like, oh, well, he showed up and he had a back, and Doc Dre checked him out. And so we, ruled him out and sent him home because we want him to stand on the sideline with a back. I'm like, dude, stand on the sidelines with knees and necks and everything. Like, he can't stand on the sideline. I think that as soon as he said that, I was like, man, either he came to the stadium that day and they told him, yo, you up this week because we need you. And he's like, no, I ain't been up for the past, few weeks. I ain't up this week either. And so they just sent him home, or he just called and told he wasn't coming. Like, either way, he's been like that since he's got here. And so that was just another big swing and a big miss for Ryan Poles. Ultimately, the only decision that matters is the decision he made at quarterback. If that works, he'll be here for a decade. If that doesn't work, And I don't know how long it's going to take to evaluate whether or not that works. Like some people are trying to evaluate that 9 weeks in. It's like, slow down, right? Like, be cool. Right. Even though I was for the previous quarterback, like, it's like, be cool. You know what I'm saying?
It takes a minute, even if it's to next year. I mean, we're getting to an hour too, but CJ Stroud, like, he's making some mistakes. So, you know, it takes a minute to really evaluate.
Yeah, it's gonna take a minute. He's gonna get through his rookie contract. Now, whether or not Poles does, that's going to depend on if this thing looks like it's going the right way. And, you know, prior to the offense looking bad, Caleb regressing, Nate Davis being who Nate Davis is, and then all of these issues popping up on the offensive line, which he hasn't really addressed other than giving Nate Davis $20 million. Like, drafted Darnell Wright 10 last year. And so as those issues pop up, this fire has gotten closer and closer to Poles. Prior to that, he's been kind of like insulated from it. It was like, oh, it goes up to Flus, and then you still think that Ryan Poles is good. Coming into the season, I think I did a piece and I was talking about Matt Eberflus as the only question mark remaining in their structure, right? I was like, I feel pretty confident that Kevin Warren is good at his job. I said, I feel pretty confident that Ryan Poles is good at his job. I feel pretty confident that they have a solid roster. The only thing I'm not 100% sure about is if Flus is a good coach. I like the dude. I appreciate the way he navigated some tumultuous waters last year, but he was the question mark. And now that question mark is getting closer and closer to the GM's office, and I think rightfully so.
Mikey, do you trust Ryan Poles?
Oh, man. Like 50-50. He's like, you know, he's like that cousin that you know he got a little bit of a bad habit, but you still invite him to your crib, but you got to watch him just to make sure that he don't, you know, go into your drawers, or, you know, you don't got a pair of Jordan 3s missing out the box. Like,
check your baseball card collection and all that.
That's where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? Got to hide the
I almost named something, but I forgot some of my family watched the show, so I'm gonna
I almost did the same too. Shout out to my uncle. But listen, like, you know, we all have, you know, people like that in our lives. That's kind of like, I trust you, but I could only trust you as far as I could throw you. I think that's where I'm getting at right now, just because of, you know, kind of everything that Herb hit on, just kind of the lack of resources thrown into the O-line. You know, really it was Nate Davis, and that was somebody with a red flag, and Darnell Wright. And I think we all can sit here and honestly say that Darnell Wright has regressed this year. And who does that fall on? You know, so there has to be a real conversation about Poles. At the end of the day, he chose to upgrade the quarterback position, right? When you upgrade, you do it with the best intention of getting the best. Like, right? Like when you study hard, it's when you study hard, it's to move that C to a B, to move that B to an A, right? So why was he so comfortable and adamant saying, I'm getting this A+ quarterback, I'm getting this A+ wide receiver in DJ Moore, I'm getting this A- in Keenan Allen? Well, why are you not trying to get that A at head coach? And that is kind of, you know, that's where I'm at. This all falls on him. Eberflus's failures fall on Ryan Poles at this moment because they're married together. And eventually, if it continues to go down this path, he's going to have to start separating himself from him.
Dante, man, do you trust Ryan Poles anymore?
I mean, as somebody who started the season 10, I really trusted him. In hindsight, I really can't, because it's like, he's made moves, and some of the moves have been effective, but they haven't been at the key positions where you need to really build your team. And that's something that, you know, he's failed at consistently. I haven't given up hope on Darnell Wright like everybody else. But Braxton Jones looks like he needs to be replaced. We already know about the entire interior. So with me, I can't sit here and say I fully trust you when, you know, at the end of the day, you haven't really, you know, made the moves. Like, we were excited, but when you started, like, I know hindsight, you said Monday morning quarterback, hindsight is 2020 type shit, but nah, bro, I can't sit here and say and you know, say I trust you fully when I've watched you ignore the premier positions that we need help at outside of quarterback, of course.
Yeah, man. We're gonna do Packers picks in just a minute, but we have two guests here, Tosin and Herb. Didn't tell Herb this. I wanted to see his facial reaction. It's time to play America's favorite game show. Where's the win? We've got two new picks. So we go through the of the Chicago Bears schedule, and we try to see if they're going to win. So we got Herb, we got Tosin, the contestants here. We all win. I think I had 2 wins last week on Monday for the Bears. Mikey had 1, Bang had 1, and Dante had 1. So basically, we're gonna go through these games. You give a percentage, and then you think if they're gonna actually win that one. So we're gonna go with this Sunday's game: Bears, Packers at Soldier Field. Herb, give me a percentage and who you think will win.
1% chance the Bears win the game. I won't say 0 because they got to go out there and play the game. All right, they got to go out there and play the game. But the next time the Bears beat the Packers, my prediction will be wrong because I'm not picking them to win that game until they actually do it. So I give them a 1% chance to win the game, but I think the Packers will get it done like they always do.
Tosin, what do you got in this matchup? Give me a percentage and a pick.
I'm going to go with 1% also. It's any given Sunday, not this goddamn Sunday.
I like that one. This next one, man, we've got our partners from Minnesota coming to the lakefront. That is the Vikings. I think if they have any chance to win, this was the one I circled right here. But Bears, Vikings at home. Her percentage and who you got winning?
I'll give the Bears 30% chance to win that game. I think their defense have a chance to take away the ball and give them a chance, but they will have to force at least 3 turnovers. And I still don't know if that'll be enough, so I take the Vikings in a close one, but I give the Bears 30% chance.
Tosin, what you got this one?
I give it a 35% chance just because Sam Darnold is Sam Darnold. You know, he's going to throw a couple BLTs, but at the end of the day, it's still the Bears. So I got the Vikings winning just narrowly, but yeah, Sam Darnold is not it.
This next game, as I said on Monday, put the kids to bed, even though it'll be an early game. We're going to get in Bears in front of company again. I gave them a 5% chance in honor of the 5 members of the Temptations. I'm going Lions, Bears. What you got? Percentage, picks.
I give the Bears a 40% chance of winning that game. For whatever reason, Jared Goff doesn't bring his game to Chicago, and the defense always takes advantage of him. He always gives us the ball a couple of times. The Bears outplayed the Lions twice last year. That's pretty much the same team, and now they're without Aiden Hutchinson. And so I think the Bears have a better chance of winning that game than the Vikings game and certainly the Packers game. I give the Bears a 40% chance to win that game, but I'm picking the Lions.
All right, Tosin, what you got in the first game on Thanksgiving?
In honor of the 5 Temptations, I'm going to give them a 5% chance. But at the end of the day, they're playing at Ford Field on Thanksgiving. They're going to get
It's not bringing the game in.
It's not it.
They're going to get stuffed.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And Drama
no turkey leg for Caleb.
And Drama's playing too.
And they get Shabuzi performing at halftime. So we got to hear that terrible song at halftime.
By the way, Zadarius Smith looks just like Drama, by the way.
Zadarius Smith does look like Drama. Now we're going to go to the Bay Area, home of future convict Kaylani. Herb. Herb, what do you got in this?
That's insane.
Percentage against the Niners.
Yeah, I'll go 33%. I'll give the Bears, 1/3 of my faith in that game. I think that the 49ers, they're starting to get healthy. They're gonna get a little bit of confidence. You got to go out there and play them. And if they are healthy, we know they got one of the better rosters in the NFC, really in the league. So I think the Bears just be a little bit out their league. I think they'll play tough, but I only give them a 33% chance, and I got the Niners winning.
Tosin, should we go watch Steph Curry play instead of watching this game? What's your percentage?
Absolutely.
I'll be there.
I'll give them 20% chance just because, again, I don't really trust the Niners like that. But Christian McCaffrey's back. He'll be a little bit more healthier by this time. And Godspeed. That's all I got to say, because it's not going to be nice.
So far, we got 3 games here on Where's the Winner. We have yet to find a win. That means the Bears would be 4-8. Yeah, 4-8.
No,
right
4-9. No, that's 4 games.
4-9. That's right. I'm tweaking. They 4-5. You right, my math off. 4-9. Which means that somebody should be fired by this point, but probably not. We got 3 more. We got 4 more actually. So we got the Bears and the Vikings on Monday Night Football. Now you got to hear about Troy Aikman and Joe Buck. Bears won the Monday Night Football last year against them in a very nasty game. How you got this one? Percentage and pick.
Bears played them well last year in Minnesota. Went up there and pulled out a narrow victory, ugly offense, but they got the drive they needed when they needed it. Minnesota's a tough place to play, man. It's my favorite stadium in the league. It's very, very loud, and they're just better than the Bears are this year. I don't think the Bears will go up there and win. I'll give the Bears 35% chance. 35% chance to go up there and come back with a win, but I'm picking the Vikings.
Dante, what did you say that you said you gave him 19? You said something about Prince?
One of my favorite Prince songs in 1999. They got 19% chance. They lose it.
Okay.
Tosin, how you got this one in Monday Night Football?
I'll give them a 2% chance just because I'm being nice, but they're not gonna win. They're gonna get ran out the building, and the Somalis in Minnesota gonna chase them out too. So
they up there, and all
they deep out there, dog. They super deep.
They run Minneapolis.
Yeah, I hope it's not cold like it was last year. I think remember
we took that long walk around the stadium.
Yeah, we was walking down the street like New Edition in you found the rain video. Like it was smoke
unbelievably cold.
Yeah, it was
unbelievably cold.
Yo, they the Somalis took over that stadium to the point they do eat pray over the stadium.
Wow. Are you you for real?
I'm dead serious.
Oh wow.
No.
Hey, I'm not surprised, man. Listen, they got it on lock out there, man. They own all the parking lots and everything else, man. They got it on lock out there, man. But as much as I said that's my favorite stadium, Scott is right. You came out the wrong door. Like if you outside and you go out the wrong door, you got to walk all the way around the stadium, but plus the train tracks, a gate, a field, and all that. And you like, I've been walking for a half a mile. You really went like one city block, but it's the way it's just. Yeah, outside the stadium I don't like. Inside the stadium,
and it was negative 16.
No, it was unreal.
Freezing.
It was unreal.
Freezing. So we got a couple more, man. Bears Lions at home this time. That's where the Bears beat the Lions last year in a blowout. Any higher percent chances, Herb? Do they get this?
What did I say? 40% on the first one.
Yeah, you said 40. Yeah.
I want to go higher, but the problem is they've lost 5 games in a row now.
Yeah.
And so by that point, who knows what's going to be going on? Everybody going to be coming up.
Washington going to be head coach.
Everybody going to have a knee, an ankle, a shoulder. Like, so who even going to be still playing by then? Who going to be coaching by then? So I want to give them a higher shot being at the crib. And like I said, they always play well against Jared Goff. I went 40% in game 1. You know what? I'll stubbornly stick at 40. I was going to go lower. I'll stubbornly stick at 40. They got to win a game somewhere, right?
Yeah, they got to win 40.
I'm still picking the Lions.
Still picking the line. Okay, so still have no wins here on Where's the Win. Tosin, what you got in this one?
I'm going to give them a less than 25% chance. I only got a number on this. It's bad, man. You're playing against the Lions. They're trying to go into the season hot. It was their playoffs hot. Their coach is going to be doped off of caffeine. He's ready to go, ready to run through a wall. So that man's coffee order is disgusting, by the way. But yeah, I got the Lions winning this one as well.
The next game is Thursday Night Football, the day after Christmas. Bears Seahawks. Seahawks ain't been playing that well. Who knows what they look like at the end of the year? Herb, what you got in this percentage and pick?
I'll go 49%. All right, okay. I want to say it's the toss up, but when you didn't lost 5-6 in a row, again, I just don't know where they're gonna be at physically and mentally at that point. But I'll pretty much make it a toss up. I'll go 49%, and I'll pick the Bears.
Oh, okay, there we have it. We got one. Tosin, are you joining them, or are you still saying they're gonna lose to, or as Dante calls Geno Smith, future Justin Fields? Are they going to lose or win?
I got 50% chance, but I got the Bears winning this one actually because
here we go.
Let's go.
We found a win.
Championship.
The Seahawks center retired. The Seahawks center retired today, so they got issues.
That's wild.
And Geno Smith is not good.
This was the only game I picked for them to win too.
You did, yeah, did. This is the only one. Now the last game here on Where's the Win. You're going to start 2025 off against the Packers. Packers probably going to have an opportunity to clinch something this week. So here's my question. I already know what her going to go. Is it higher than 0% for them to win this? No.
Right? So I told you that this coming Sunday, I gave them 1% chance because it's football, and as Toe said, any given Sunday. That Sunday, that ain't any given Sunday. That's just come here, read the eulogy. It's gonna be a waste of my time to drive up there for 3 hours and drive back. But I'm gonna do it. It's probably gonna be cold and disgusting, and it's gonna be a long night, a long day for them Bears. It's no bueno. 0% chance. Packers all day.
Packers all day. So you said 0 as well, right?
Yeah, funeral food tastes so good, man.
Funeral food. And that has been the second edition of Where's the Win? Chicago's favorite game show.
That's tough. That's sad, man.
That is sad. But we got to make fun of this some way to get through this painful part. So shout out to everybody who liked the first edition of this one, man. But we're going to wrap this up. Just going to go. Me, Mikey, Dante are going to give our picks. Like you said, Herb, I think they come out, they score first. I think there'll be a better offensive showing. Having said that, I don't think it's going to be much better. I got the Packers winning 31, Bears 17. I think it's close, but I think it's close, though. I mean, it's close to the fourth quarter, and, things get off the rails, and we're going to have Jay Alexander yelling in the hallway about how to stay house or something like that. And what's going to make I'm going to tell you what's going to piss us off about Sunday. Jordan Love is going to throw like 2 picks, and they're going to do nothing with it. That is my prediction for Sunday. Mikey, what's your score for this Sunday?
I got the Packers 27, the Bears 13. I just don't see how they can, missing Andrew Billings and just kind of where they are right now. I just don't see how they stop Josh Jacobs in that run game. I think the run game is going to open up the pass for Jordan Love. I do agree he is prone to turnovers. And this defense can be had by Green Bay, but how can you put any faith in the Bears offense that have scored, 3 points, 9 points, and didn't score until the last 30 seconds against, the Commanders, their last touchdown. So give me Green Bay 27-13.
All right. Dante, how you got this one going Sunday?
I'm going to go Green Bay 24-17. I think, I don't think Caleb has a bad game. I think, with the new coordinator, it's kind of like the bullshit we saw with AP over there in Vegas that I called out last year. Like, you get a little spark for something different, something new. Yeah. But I think at the end of the day, I think it's just because this is just the year where we just getting kicked in the nuts repeatedly. I truly believe we're gonna lose on the last second touchdown. Like it's gonna be one of those, like you said. So expect them yelling in the hallway and all of that. Because I think at the end of the day, we're gonna lose this game, and it's gonna be one of those ones that we remember. Like you said, I agree. Jordan Love is gonna give us the ball. We're not gonna do shit with it. We can't stop the run, bro. I'm gonna go 24-17 Green Bay.
Hey man, at least Tom Brady gonna be in Soldier Field on Sunday. You got that going. He gonna call Caleb trash. I would prefer they lose by 20 than to have that. But that sounds like some Bears. Like you think they
better than I thought though. I ain't gonna hold you.
And that's the thing. Like it'll be a better showing, but it's just like, oh, it's the Packers, dog. Like that, it's gonna hurt. But Dante's probably right.
Let me flip this question on y'all right quick.
Yeah.
If we all wrong, and I don't think we are, let me be clear on that. But if we all wrong and they win on Sunday, can they turn their season around?
Yeah, because I think they could go and beat Minnesota.
Yeah, this is the thing about the win. This is what's kind of, I feel like it's a lose-lose situation, because if they win, we're all gonna be hyped. Let's not even cap.
100%. We're gonna be picking them to beat Minnesota 50-0 next week.
And that's what I'm about to say, Herb. To quote my dog George Bush, if you fool me once, you can't fool me again. Like I'm not falling for this shit. I can't. I know. Don't start that again, bro. We tried it at the beginning of the season. We did it all training camp. They got us with Hard Knocks. No. This season is cooked.
I'm just saying.
But we
definitely gonna do it too. That's the wild part.
If there's any game that the Bears could beat them, for some reason I just feel it's Sunday. I'm not picking them, but it would not shock me, because that's gonna be the thing that gets the front office rallying. The players, like Jalen Johnson said himself, I've never beat them.
Man, let me bring you back down to earth, man. In the Matt LaFleur era, he is 10-0 against the Bears.
No,
He has covered the spread. They are coming off of a bye. They are about to do ungodly things to us.
No, Diddy. Look, listen. I'm with you on that, Mikey. I think we all understand that piece. I'm just saying, if for whatever reason they win it, can that turn this thing around and they finally because
Mikey know he's gonna be hyped if they beat
I thought they had to get to 6-3.
If they win Sunday, then I'm not selling those tickets I got for next week to the Vikings game. I'll be there.
I thought, like earlier, I thought they could get to 10 wins this year. I thought they had to get to 6-3 in the first 9. And I thought they could split the back 8 and get to 10. Now that look like 5 wins to me. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like 5 wins to me. We just went through them. But if they win on Sunday, could they then get themselves on a roll to say, because what they 4-5 now? So what I said they was going to be 10-7. Could they go 6-2 in the back 8? Like could they get on a run where they say, okay, somehow we beat the Packers. Now let's smack Minnesota at the crib. I don't know what the turkey day you go up there.
But even if you do that, I think they've already shot themselves in the foot just off of losing to the Commanders and to the Cardinals, because those are 2 teams that are probably have 10 wins. They'll probably have 10 wins too. So, like either way, I think if that does happen, if there is, let me see. Let me look what DraftKings is talking about for the Bears to make the playoffs. But if there is that possibility, I think we're still going to come back and we're going to reconvene in January, and we all going to sit here and be like, man, that Commanders game really did end the season for multiple reasons.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
y'all remember?
It's good.
Y'all remember what Bane told Batman about despair and hope? That's the best man. Best fans gotta listen to that, man. Like y'all in prison, now, okay?
Bears fan, we gotta listen to what Thanos told Loki. Your optimism is misplaced. You gotta hear that too. Like, but hey, yeah, I think that they're gonna lose.
Same thing. Red told what's the name in Shawshank. Like, hope is a terrible thing, bro. Like,
yeah. Right, we like
Red told Andy the same shit. Like, nah, don't do that to yourself, bro.
We like that woman in a relationship who the dude open the door for every now and then. He take it to like Cheesecake Factory, and she's like, oh, he ain't gonna act up. Like that's what we are. That's what Bears fans are. Beating the Packers be opening the door. Oh, you want some Covers? Like that's what the Bears would be doing, and it wouldn't even last till Thanksgiving. They'd lose to Minnesota. Like that bring you up here and then bring you right back down to reality, man.
Hey, I got one for y'all right now, though. But if they do lose, which they probably will, I need one of y'all to run up on there and just shave the shit out of Flus's beard. Just dead it right there. Give his ass a 0 all around. Zeke his shit.
Hey, you got to do what
you gotta come pick us up from the precinct, bro.
Right, exactly.
Mikey said, "Fuck it, give him razor bumps, nigga."
I'm resorting $150 across the face. I'm Puerto Rican. I'm resorting to violence if they lose again.
Oh man, man, we gonna move on, man. Herb, man, it's always great to have you on here, bro. Let them know where they can follow you and just everything y'all got going on at the Bigs.
Nah, man, for sure, man. First of all, thanks for having me. Always a pleasure chopping it up with y'all, man. But you can follow me on Twitter at HerbHoward411. You can follow my work at It's The Bigs on Twitter or online, www.thebigs.us, man. I appreciate y'all for having me, man. Always fun talking ball with y'all, man. Y'all keep doing phenomenal things over here, bro.
Definitely. We got Courtney in the green room who's been listening to us for like 10 minutes. She's gonna tell us we need help for rooting for this team in about 5 minutes. But on the other side, man, Courtney's going to join us. We're going to recap last night's Thursday night football game, preview week 11 in the NFL, and talk a little bit about CJ Stroud's struggles, man. So we'll be right back in 1 minute.
So cool. Triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah, we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna.
And we are back here on I'm Not Gonna Hold You. Courtney, I tell you, we had to bring Where's the Win back. We gotta have you on Where's the Win soon.
I mean, listen, I'm down. But no, to respond to what you said, y'all do need help. Please.
This is Saints fan telling us we need help. That's not the problem.
We need coaching help, goddammit. Like,
yeah.
I mean, for sure. I hope y'all. I know we're gonna get into it in a little bit when we start our picks, but I hope y'all don't think this man is about to come in here and save y'all.
Wait, I don't.
Thomas Brown ain't about to come here and save
no, absolutely not. We listen. We are based in fact and reality.
No,
we
you're
know
not.
that. We know. No.
No, y'all
We
are
know.
not.
You're right.
Wait,
You're right.
hold on. Time out. Courtney, you a Saints fan?
Yes, she is.
This is not about me.
I know it's not, but I just didn't know this information. This is new to me. So
Oh,
Yeah, she's a Saints fan.
it's a rough life, man. It's a rough life.
Yes, it was a fun 2 weeks.
Hey, my team got me a Super Bowl in my lifetime. So like I didn't.
All right. That was unnecessary.
we gonna talk about this later, but there was Ravens fans who was so hyped about your offensive coordinator talking about some fire John Harbaugh from. Like, we'll talk about this, but I think a lot of sports fans are very dumb. I'll say this much.
100%. 100%.
A lot of humans.
Right.
Yeah,
If there's
Ravens-
anything we've learned over the last 8 years, that the human population, especially in America, it's not the highest, man. But let's talk about, first of all, y'all can follow Courtney at 1-800-CALL-A-BRO on all social media platforms. Courtney, how are you feeling?
You know, I was doing just fine to start the week, and now I feel like the Bayou flu is like starting to catch up with me. But that's what happens when you go to like 2 different college towns in 3 weeks and try to party like you're 21 again. I'm tired, boss, but I'm good. I'm good. Life is good. I have plans to sit right over there on that couch and watch some college football all day tomorrow, and I'll be just fine.
That alcohol hit you differently when you hit 30. It's like what Denzel said up in remember the Titans? Ain't fun anymore, is it? No, it's not fun anymore.
IP, B2B, BC powder, it hit like crack in the 80s for sure.
When we went to go, go ahead.
I was gonna say, anybody ever called you aunt when you outside? Has that ever happened to y'all? Like when you been outside?
No, I still get carded, my nigga. Like, I don't happen to me.
I get called Unc on Twitter. I don't get called Unc in real. I still get carded in real life too, which I feel good about.
Because you be on Twitter with them Bill Polian tweets.
I get called Unc on Twitter, but or anytime I talk to our super producer Nikhil, and Nikhil's like, "Yeah, what was it like when Black Album came out?" I'm like, "Okay, I'm aging myself here." But anyway, man, let's get into it, man. Last night, Thursday night football, you had a big game, really kind of first place of the NFC East between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders. The Eagles have, after a slow start, really started to heat up, man. After this win, they're 8-2. They now have I think a full game and a half up on the division lead over the Washington Commanders. It was not a good quarterback game for either one of these dudes. Jalen Hurts didn't throw a touchdown, 18 of 28, 221 yards. Jaden Daniels, I don't know. I think for Jaden Daniels, he was 22 32, 191, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. That touchdown came in garbage time. But I'm gonna shoot him a little bail because I don't know what it's like with the ribs, but I have seen the points with the Cliff Kingsbury offense go down more and more these last couple of weeks. But the big story here is Saquon Barkley. Once again, Saquon Barkley is already over 1,000 yards rushing. He had 26 carries last night for 146 yards and 2 touchdowns, man. Gonna go to Courtney first. Now, you told us earlier this week why we would even consider Cliff Kingsbury for a head coach of the Chicago Bears. What did you see from last night's game? Do you think Commanders fans should be worried, or this is just who they are?
I mean, no, listen, we said it, Scott, when we clipped it up earlier in the season talking about the Commanders and how, it's a good season for them if you said in particular, if they got 6 or 7 wins. They're already ahead of schedule. So if you're a Commanders fan, you still have to be pretty excited about the state of your team right now because no one had them being in the position that they're in right now. All that to say, there's obviously still a lot of work that needs to be done. I was always worried about Cliff Kingsbury in that offense, and that's kind of reared its head in the last 2 weeks. And as we know, Jaden Daniels clearly isn't 100% healthy. But no, the future is bright in Washington. It's just not, this is not their year. It would have been great if they beat the Eagles. That would have provided just a little bit of intrigue in that division and in the NFC as a whole. But, it's not their year yet. It's not their time yet. But they are ahead of schedule, and you've got to be happy to see that if you're a Washington fan.
Tosin, what did you see last night from Jaden Daniels? A lot of people been comparing him to Lamar until I remember Mike Tomlin said, Mr. Jackson, don't compare him to Mr. Jackson, 2-time MVP, probably going to be third. What have you seen from him these last couple weeks, specifically last night? Do you think that it's just the injury, or is our defense starting to adjust to what he's been doing?
One, I think the kid is very good. Two, got to stop comparing anybody to Lamar, man. Like, just because they black and got long hair does not mean he's Lamar. It's gotta stop that right there. But I think the injuries affected him a lot. But also, when you see him run, that's what I'm saying, is that there was a third down yesterday where he tried to shake the defender and he couldn't do it. I was like, yeah, he's still a rookie. He's got a lot to learn. So the kid is good, but he's still got a lot to learn. So it was over the summer, he's got to break down his game and just learn how to do different things. Just throw it away when you need to throw it away. Don't take unnecessary sacks. But the kid's got potential. He's got a lot of potential. But again, the only thing that him and Lamar got is they black. That's the only thing they got in comparison, and that's it.
I 100% agree with that one. Dante, what did you see from the Commanders last night? Anything that alarms you?
No, not really. Future's bright with them. But one thing I do want to say, we really watched the GM from the Giants lose his job in stunning crystal
on air
AHD in that fucking Hard Knocks. This damn dummy sat there and tried to lowball Saquon, bro, and he's coming out here and having a career year. Like that's been insane. As we know, Swift was our plan B, Saquon was our plan A. We just didn't get that done. That would have been nice. But I love to see it. I think Philly, I still don't trust Jalen Hurts. I've never trusted him. I'm not gonna sit here and say he's bad, but I don't have too much faith in Jalen Hurts right now. So that record doesn't really do too much for me. But overall, in terms of the Commanders, Jaden's gonna play tougher competition, and then even next year when he comes back and they have a year worth of film on him, we'll see what happens. But if he can survive second half Cliff Kingsbury, then we'll see what he's really made of.
I'm gonna sound like a hater here, but as I tweeted that Jimmy Butler video last night with my homie Nick, who's a diehard Commanders fan, he's from DC. I tweeted the Golden Boy threw a pick, and then he hit me with that Kevin Fishbane video, him breaking down the Bears history. He said, meanwhile in Chicago, I'm like Commanders fans have a hot little 2 months, and then y'all forget about y'all history. So I am a hater right now, what I'm saying, but it's starting to look like each week, and I do feel like the ribs have something to do with it. He's looking more like check down Charlie. And I think that defenses are starting to pick that up a little bit. But I also think it's a mix of they're just not at that point yet. Philadelphia, even though I think they're not what their record is right now, they've won 6 in a row. Still not really believing them. I think this has been a Saquon or bust type show right now. Jalen Hurts and all his little cool post-game Instagram quotes. It's not changing anything, boss. I just feel that a little bit. They're going to have to, I don't know if they're going to have to open up, but you're going to have to see more from Jaden, from to be that quarterback that he has the talent to be. But that's one thing you can give Cliff Kingsbury a little love for, is that his first option is always open. His first read, for the most part, is always open. But when you got defenses who start to pick up on that, where is he going to go from there? So I feel like something that I'm interested to see how they're going to play these next couple games. And then we're going to really see if it's a rib injury or if it's just him playing, because they play some soft teams coming up over these next couple weeks. They've got the Cowboys next week, the Titans, the Saints. Really, they got a soft schedule for about a month till they play the Eagles again when they have them at the crib, and then they wrap up the season against Falcons and then the Cowboys again. So outside of the Eagles and the Falcons, they got a pretty soft schedule. So we're going to see if he can pick it up and get back to where he was. And that'll tell me more if it's just a rookie wall type thing or is it just defenses picking up, man. So I want to talk about the Eagles. Courtney, is there what do you think about the Eagles? Like, they're 8-2 right now. They're in the mix to try to get that first seed, but to me it just feels like something's off for them compared to the last couple seasons. What do you think about the Eagles?
I said this a few days ago. I think the reason why we focus so much on some of these teams that are like, yeah, like I guess their records are good, but like the rest of the league is just really bad right now. So we're all kind of like, kind of gripping onto, the Steelers and the Commanders of the league because there's so many bad teams. I think there's like 8 teams that are well below 500 in the NFC, and then I think 9 teams in the AFC that are below 500. That's fucking terrible. All that to say, I mean, I guess they're on paper, it's a good team. Their defense has been playing really well. A shout out to their white defensive units with
the spicy whites, the exciting whites,
t-shirts. Let me know where to get one of those because that's just funny. But no, I don't really. They don't wow me. It's like, oh, that's a good football team. Period. They just don't do anything for me. They don't move the needle for me.
Yeah, shout out to Marley in the chat. Yeah, Courtney Mitchell shut down Scary Terry 100%. I didn't know that nigga made the flight. But yeah, the exciting whites is Cooper DeJohn and Reed Blankenship. That's a white ass name. Yep. That's a white ass name. Reed Blankenship.
Speaking of what that person just said, that's another thing that the Commanders probably should look into.
Another wide receiver.
As another wide receiver, or even just like another running back to kind of like balance out Brian Robinson a little bit, like a big, like obviously you don't go for like a running back in the first round. That's a luxury pick. You don't do that. But like Boise State, like that kind of running back, Ashton Johnson, I'm just saying, I see the vision.
Yeah, but also Cliff just can't be an idiot. Like some of the shit he was doing was just unexplainable. And like for example, Quentin doesn't travel usually, and he did not move Terry around. Like he didn't even try to scheme his receiver open, which is something he's supposed to be good at. So that was an interesting decision.
Was it 1 catch for 10 yards? It was not great.
I got some stats here from Cliff Kingsbury. So Nick Wallen, who is I don't know, he's a Twitter guy. I don't know. He obviously does some with high school football, but he put a tweet back in October where he said, why you shouldn't believe in the Washington Commanders for the rest of 2024. Cliff Kingsbury, he says head coaches splits from 2013 and 2022, how they started the season, how they ended the season. 13 started 7-0, ended 1-5. 14, 2-0, ended 2-8. 15, 5-2, ended 2-4. And it goes on and on and on. 18, they started 5-2, ended 0-5. So as you see it right here with the Commanders, they've started 4-1 since they've been 3-3. Now, obviously, Cliff Kingsbury isn't the head coach, but that has part to do with it, man. But back to the Eagles, Tosin, what do you see from the Eagles? Like, what's your take on this team 10 games in?
So that defense is nasty, first of all. Shout to Josh Sweat. Brandon Graham is been in the league since 2010. He's still great. Trying to remember who they have up front. Jordan Davis is really good as well.
Oh, yeah,
Jordan Davis, he's underrated because they don't realize like he's taking 2 or 3 different guys with him at one time. So your edge rushers and everybody else is eating because of that. Quentin Mitchell's really nice, like we mentioned. Reed Blankenship, all those defensive guys, the defense is really, really good. But offensively, Jalen Hurts, I'm not trying to use a pun here, but it really, really hurts to watch him throw. Like it literally looks like it's painful. Like it's like, yo,
like it hurt.
Yeah, it's like, yo, it's not fun to watch him throw the ball, man. It's like, yo, and when he tries to run, he looks like he's running with bricks on his feet. So
he runs a 7.5 40. Like he is the slowest dual threat QB that I've ever fucking seen.
Bro, and the wildest thing for me is like what he does is afterwards he'll win the game and start posting like he's Maya Angelou. Like, yo, just relax. Like,
at the end of the day,
I had a purpose before. I had a purpose before they had an opinion or whatever bullshit.
Yeah,
fake ass GQ model. Get the fuck out of here with that.
They'll lose like by 10.
Not too much of my man's now.
They'll lose by 10.
No homo. Go be handsome somewhere else. They need a QB. All them muscles. I don't know if you guys seen this, but it was like 3rd and like 6. He rolled out. AJ Brown cooked the defender, was wide open. He threw it 4 yards in front of him out of bounds. AJ Brown didn't even make a 10. He just went like this. And when they flashed back, AJ Brown went into the sideline. He was fucking laughing. Because he was just like, he was literally laughing like, yo, I know he did not just, did you guys see his fucking throw? He is terrible.
Bro,
It's the Jimmy Garoppolo school of quarterbacking.
The Jimmy Garoppolo school, yeah.
No,
very
he was-
handsome. Maybe not great at football.
He was very concussed yesterday, by the way. When he was talking to Scott Van Pelt and he wore them glasses, I was like, my boy, you need to go figure out your brain cells because you were not here.
That was not Jalen Hurts. That was Jalen Hurts. 100%.
It took 2 minutes to respond to Scott Van Pelt. I'm like, all right, that's not just whatever Wi-Fi he's on. That nigga don't know what planet he on. Like Jalen Hurts, have y'all seen the Instagram video of this Commanders fan? He like, oh, I'm Mr. Perfect, I'm pretty, and I'm like, man, I hate this nigga. And it's about Jalen Hurts, and like Jalen will lose by like 15 to like the Cowboys or the Giants. They'll go on Instagram, they'll go on all the post game, like they said in Deuteronomy 15. I'm like, nigga, I'm not trying to hear Bible verses right now, like but I think that's their biggest problem is Jalen Hurts.
If Jalen Hurts was born 15, 20 years ago, man, he would have been in the Brothers movie. That's what he would have been. That man should have been in Soulful. He a Tyler Perry villain. That's what he was. Tyler Perry
should have been. Hey, what's funny about that is I recently rewatched Soulful. It is a hilarious movie.
Big Mama, your arm.
It ain't my fault. It's your fault. All right, that he definitely would have been the light-skinned nigga who was with Nia Long in that movie, man. But let's move on to another rivalry, man, that is an actual rivalry, not the one we're gonna see on the lakefront. It's between Tosin's Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. This is a big one because the Ravens have been balling, but they still are behind the Steelers, and the Steelers have really been balling their first place. Russell Wilson's looked really, really good since he's taken over the starting position from Justin Fields. Defense playing well. Mike Tomlin, best coach in football, in my personal opinion. This is a big game. This one is in Pittsburgh. I'm gonna go to you, Tosin, man, because this has always been one of my favorite rivalries. I think the 2008 AFC Championship game between these two, one of the most classic games ever. Just your time as a Ravens fan, what do you usually feel before these games, and what do you expect in this game on Sunday?
Just hate. Like I've been a fan of the Ravens since like 2001. Like I remember. Just it's all hate, man. Like Terrell Suggs, all of that. Like we just don't like Pittsburgh whatsoever. And the thing is, you can't even hate the Steelers because I'm sure they don't hate us because it's just more so just like real rivalries. Like we both know we're the two best teams in the AFC North, and we are truly competitive. Our coaches literally have been there around the same time. Mike Tomlin was hired in 07, John Harbaugh hired in 08. So they're like the longest tenure coaches in the league. And John and there was a clip last year when we were in Pittsburgh, and Mike Tomlin was like, you remember when we first started, we were talking about what our kids gonna be for Halloween. Now these damn kids are grown. It's like these are the two elder statements in the league now. So, this game on Sunday is important because Lamar hasn't really won against them, injuries and other things as well. And last year he played really great against them, but nobody wanted to catch the damn ball. So I'm excited to see how our offense stacks up against their defense, but also can our defense finally like show up because they have been outside of, we have individuals like our rushers are really good, but Brandon Stevens hasn't been good at all this year. Marcus Williams, I want him to go back to New Orleans and figure out what's wrong with him.
Roquan owe y'all money.
I saw somebody
Roquan owe y'all money.
Somebody called him Rosempic Smith, and I was just like, y'all wow. Y'all wow. But this is just one of them games where it's just two teams who, like we mentioned the stat, like when you look at the point spread, it's like 3 points against each other. Like we don't really score on each other. It's just real, it's real football. It's like that shit like back in like when we were like that jacked up like 06 football. That's
jacked up, yeah, real Chris Berman vibe. Yeah.
So one thing though, quickly, I do not like Stephen A. Smith talking about Lamar Jackson. He talks about Lamar Jackson like he is like he is the dude from Django, Samuel Jackson's character. That's what he talks about him like. It's like, oh, but Lamar didn't do this. I'm like, Lamar is clearly the best player in the league, bro. Like, just let's stop. Let's keep it a buck. Like, I don't care who you are. Like, Lamar is the best player in the league, and he's developed very well. So that's the thing I'm excited to see is like how now we've clicked in this offense, how we're going to play against Steelers. Because I've seen some of the Steelers games. They should have lost a lot of times this year, but it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting to see that.
I know he has like 12 picks, but Patrick Mahomes is one of Satan's strongest soldiers. I'm still saying he's number one. But I'll say this: Lamar definitely should be MVP right now, 100%. But I'll say this too about the Steelers and Ravens. By the way, I like Orlando said let's wield. Have y'all seen that AI video of somebody like took a video of Russell Wilson's press conference after they beat the Commanders, and they did like an AI voiceover. He said, I think it's very clear today that we should have paternity tests. It looks like Jaden Daniels, my son. And he started going on. He said, Steelers country, let's weld. That had me dying for like 3 hours, bro. But I think the thing with the Steelers here, man, it just really shows you like, and not that Justin played bad. I don't think Justin played bad when he's playing that in 1-4 games. But just the deep ball strength, which is something that Russ still has. It's like Russ passes, they just go in the air. You don't know where they're going to land, but it always comes down in the receiver's hand. So if you get just a little bit of offense with the way that TJ Watt and Joey Porter Jr. and the way that defense plays, you're going to always have a shot. And the reason I think this is going to be a close game is even though the Steelers can put up points, it's not like they're offensive juggernaut. So if there's any game for the Ravens defense to make a stand, I feel like it's this one because you don't want to be on the road. You're having such a great season. You're having, Lamar's having another MVP campaign. You don't want to go on the road to either of these tougher teams to play them again. You don't want to have to go to Pittsburgh in the playoffs. You don't want to have to go to Buffalo. Not that they can't do it, but you want to make the road as easy as possible. We all know everybody's going to have to go through Arrowhead again, because they devil worshiping over there. They had no business winning that game last week. So you want to make it as easy as possible for this one. Courtney, what do you think about? Oh, go ahead.
I got a question for Mikey, you, and Courtney. So, two things. One, how do y'all feel? Because Marlon did a podcast. I know we talked about this before. Our players having podcasts. Marlon did a podcast with Deshaun Elliott who's a Steelers player, by the way.
Oh my God.
Midweek podcast, Marlon does this with Deshaun Elliott. One, how do y'all feel about that? Two, how do y'all feel about Derrick Henry? Because I feel like that's a big game changer too, having Derrick Henry versus last year. So how do y'all feel about that podcast?
Well, I think all player podcasts should be abolished in the regular season. I think once the season's over, do you think? But I'm not gonna tell a player who obviously knows way more than me that he shouldn't have a podcast or she shouldn't have a podcast. I just want to see it during the regular season. I've seen Micah Parsons in front of a microphone more than I've seen him in front of a quarterback this year. I don't want to see that. Midweek podcast with your division rival is nasty. It's not like with Amon Rival. He's talking to his brother. Like, yeah, that's division rivalry when he was with the Bears, but that's still your brother. That's different. That's nasty work right there. And number two, Derrick Henry is a big factor if the Ravens don't forget that they got Derrick Henry. And I feel in bigger games sometimes they forget who they got.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think that's nasty. Like, listen, it's cool. I love that y'all are friends and like BFFs. That's real cool and all. But like, I don't vibe with that. Like, bring back real hate. That's my opinion. I want y'all to hate each other until the game is over. And then even then, I want it to like spill over a little bit. And then, the little Twitter fingers get to happening. And then the texts happen. And then they come back on Twitter and say, no, we're cool. We worked it out. That's what I need. We need more of that. We need more. So yeah, the midweek podcast with your rivals, crazy.
I just think that I think there's more of those type of players and less of the old guard mentality. I think a lot of fans, I think we've put a little bit more stake and value into these division rivalries than actual players. Because at the end of the day, I've always said these guys are all millionaires. The money comes first. Then they play the game, and at the end of the day, they go and they shake hands and they do shit like this. So I think we need more people like that. Like, you won't see TJ Watt doing that. You won't see George Pickens doing that. Like, I just think you need more kind of like the old school mentality players, to kind of set the precedent. But I think it also comes down to leadership in the locker room. If TJ Watt or somebody of that ilk knew of what was going on, then I think they would have probably shut that shit down. Like, I think it takes a loud voice in the locker room to go ahead and make sure that shit like that doesn't happen in season.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. When Dante's done with his Ninja Turtles pizza, we'll bring him back on here. But Courtney, what did you think about just the rivalry for this game, and what do you know things that you're gonna be looking forward to in this game this week?
Oh, I'm thrilled about the idea that not just in this game, but like there's actually real games of consequence happening. You know, it started yesterday with Eagles Commanders, and now we got some real meaningful football games. But I was looking at the Steelers' schedule. Is this really the first time that they're playing an AFC North opponent?
Yeah,
that's nasty.
Which is gonna make the in-season Hard Knocks fire.
Correct.
I'm
I'm excited for the game. I'm really excited to watch. What, Tosin?
The in-season Hard Knocks already got my chest hurting. I don't want to see that shit. Spit out my face.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I love all mess when it's not mine. But no, I think it's going to be a great game. I think if you can get Russell Wilson to unlock even maybe 50-60% of old Russ. Listen, against that terrible, and I'm so sorry, that terrible Ravens defense. They're giving up what, like 296, 297 yards a game, almost 300 fucking yards a game. If Russell Wilson is even a fraction of his old self, I don't think it's gonna be particularly close. That's my hot take. I don't think it's gonna be particularly close.
Yeah, I just want to see how this Ravens offense handles this Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Lamar has done a lot of great things this year in the passing game. He's showing I think we're getting to the point now where we can stop that whole running QB shit and everything. He's just a legitimate quarterback, and he plays to his strengths, and he's gonna utilize whichever strength he needs to when and where depending on the play call. He's doing amazing things in the passing game, doing things with his legs, having Derrick Henry, being there as an option. I really love Justice Hill as their receiving back. He does a lot out of the backfield. Shout out to him on my fantasy team. But it's going to come down to Lamar and the ability to hold on to the ball. In the 4 games that he's played against them, I think he has 7 interceptions, 5 fumbles. He's got a 1-3 record against them. Now, I know it's a team sport, but, when you turn over the ball that much in 4 games, it all goes back to you. So he's got to hold on to the ball. It's going to be a really close game. I think it's going to come down to, one of those field goals or, last team with the ball wins. But I will be taking the Steelers as a home underdog. Mike Tomlin as a home underdog. It doesn't get any better than that.
All right, we're going to get to the picks in just a minute. Dante, what did you get this time, boss?
I got a Chicago-style thin crust. Nothing crazy. Sausage, green peppers, mushrooms. You know how we do. I just ran 6 miles, my nigga. I'm starving. But I definitely got the Steelers winning this game. And at this point, I'm done doubting Mike Tomlin. I'm done. Kind of the same way I'll say regular season Mike Tomlin. I'm done doubting him. But the same way we talk about the Chiefs, bro, he just figures out a way to do it. I doubted him with Russ. This was a good move. This was the right move. And this team has responded accordingly. So I think it's gonna be a really good game. And I'm actually gonna take the Steelers as an upset.
Omar Epps is a great coach, man.
Yeah, Tosin, who you got in this game? I know you're taking the Ravens, but
never gonna pick against the Ravens. You crazy? I got us winning 21-14. It'll be a real nasty game.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be one of them low score games. I just don't trust that Ravens defense. And Eddie Jackson still plays. Or did y'all bench him yet?
We got Tre'Davious White coming this weekend.
Okay. Yeah, that nigga ain't played in a minute either. I'm going. Is there a good piece in ATL?
It's a Chicago piece of spot. So
that's like going to LA.
It serves a purpose.
Get a Philly cheesesteak.
But no, they actually from Chicago, so it serves a purpose.
See, they got J&J Fish out there in Atlanta. I had that. Is the Herald's out there official?
No.
It's not. It's
one that's okay. It's one that's just like the ones at the crib. Got the bulletproof glass, got the checkerboard floor, and all that other shit. That one is cool, but the rest of them no, because they whole focus is an ice bar. So it's a.
Courtney, why you look like that? The more dangerous, the better the chicken.
Did you say bulletproof glass?
Yeah, you know how you got the spindle, you got to put the food in there. And
Courtney,
spin
you
it.
got to come out.
Courtney.
Courtney, you got to come out to the shy. You got to come out and live a little, Courtney. Get you a little
I
pizza.
do go to
Get you
Chicago, and I stay my black ass at Maple and Ash. And
No, you ain't. That's not Chicago. No, we gotta take
you
you.
get you a little pizza puff.
Get off the lake. Get off the lake, Jay.
I'm not going nowhere where they gotta put my fucking food in the shit like I'm at Ace.
That's the best food.
Dump your ass on the red line. Come holla at us.
Courtney, every time I go back home to Baltimore, I go to the hood to go get food because I know it tastes better. That you just got to do it. It just is what it is.
That's what Uber Eats is for. I'm gonna let them risk their lives.
You gotta get the experience.
You're gonna get this 20% tip. Okay.
We got Courtney got to come to Chicago. We gotta take her to Baba's. There's Baba's right over here.
Do I need to wear Kevlar? Yes or no?
I mean, you in Chicago. No, but no.
You're saying it's not that bad, like y'all.
Scott. I mean, it is Chicago.
It is Chicago. But look, I don't think about that when I'm outside.
Of course not.
But I've never seen no bulletproof glass at the fucking restaurant.
I've never seen a Harold's that didn't have a bulletproof glass that I've been in.
The old one on 87 didn't have bulletproof glass.
Yeah. Courtney, you ever listen to Freddie Gibbs?
Yeah,
Freddie Gibbs. He says all the time. He says bulletproof glass, bulletproof chicken all the time. He says it all the time.
That's crazy.
If I walk into Harold's and the lady at the desk don't tell me what you want, I'm walking out. I need attitude as soon as I come to that desk.
I need that attitude at like Jamaican spots. You know, that just like comes with the territory.
No, you gotta go there. You gotta have the full experience.
I got a lot of.
She said, "I've been to Chicago. I've been to Maple and Ash." That's hilarious.
Don't go chasing waterfalls. You know, just
you'll be with us. You'll be with us.
Go together real bad.
You'll be with us. You'll be good when we going. Yeah, he said, "Try something."
Wait. So when I need to come to Chicago, I need to check in with y'all. Is what you're saying? Of course. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm saying I got to check in with y'all, and then I'll be good.
Yeah, you gotta tap in with the Lords.
No. I do no. You gotta check in with the folks. It's different.
You gotta check in with the folks. It ain't no football popping over here.
Yeah, exactly.
The Lord ain't on the show today. He's sick right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we put the Lord on. We put the Vice Lord on IR. But anyway, moving on to CJ Stroud, man. CJ Stroud's been struggling over these last couple of weeks, man. I kind of feel like I said on Twitter a couple weeks ago that I felt like he hit somewhat of a sophomore slump. I didn't say he was bad. I said he struggled a little bit. Trillberger, Michael Watts, Paul Wall on Twitter did not like that whatsoever. I got called every name in the book. We still 5-1 or whatever they said. I'm like, that ain't got nothing to do with CJ. But it really feels like, CJ, he's missing on throws he usually hit. I peeped this early, though. I peeped this in the Bears game. Where I was just like, something's off with him and this team. I just didn't know what it was yet. He had a BLT fest on Sunday Night Football last week. Him and Jared Goff, he threw 2. He probably should have thrown 4. And week before that against the Jets, he scored. He had no touchdowns, no picks or none. Against the Colts, only 1 touchdown. Nothing against the Packers. In fact, he only threw for 86 yards over the Packers. He hasn't had a good game since the Patriots, which was a month ago. Even in that game, he threw an interception. To me, this is all about quarterback development. The conversation we've been having, really, I feel like for the last couple of years, with not to say rushing quarterbacks or anything, but, you start off hot. He had a really, really good rookie season last year. Started off hot to begin this year. But when you got defenses, I think defenses are the best they've ever been. They're smarter. These linebackers are as fast as wide receivers almost, and they pick up on stuff. So the more film that is out on you, the easier it's going to be for the defense to adjust. I think they have adjusted to CJ Stroud. On top of that, play calling hasn't been great either. Bobby Slowick hasn't been good. He's been looking real Shane Waldron the last 2 weeks. In fact, the Texans are starting to have players-only meetings. And as we know as Bears fans, that's never a good thing. As far as the struggles, Courtney, are you concerned about what you're seeing from CJ Stroud?
I mean, yeah, I'm a little concerned, but I feel like that's what happens when you have a rookie come in and you expect them to and I guess that's the case, right? You should have someone, and if you have someone good on your team, they should, what is the saying about, the tide lifts all boats, whatever the fuck the saying
Yeah.
is. But no, like who's gonna pick him up now on that team? Keep in mind, he is only into his second season. These things are going to happen. They come in ebbs and waves. And I just, who's going to help him? Not his offensive coordinator, not that fucking terrible, undisciplined offensive line. Who's going to help CJ? Who's going to lift him up?
Mikey, what do you think can help CJ? What do you think the problem is with CJ? Or do you think that, this is just part of the process with having a young quarterback?
No, I think it's definitely part of the process with a young quarterback, especially when you have one that, takes off as quick as he did. Obviously, there's going to be some regression. The interior of the offensive line is abysmal. He right now is the second most sacked quarterback in the NFL. I think he's been sacked 36 times. Caleb Williams leads being sacked 38 times. And, when you look at it, both interior lines are terrible. Compound that with the fact that Nico Collins has been out for over a month. Stephon Diggs is out for the year. Tank Dell was kind of working his way back. I think that they'll find some success this year. This is this weekend, perfect get right game for them against the Cowboys. Nico Collins being 100% back, but they do need to invest in their offensive line. And one thing about him that I have noticed is he doesn't really call any of his protections or checks at the line of scrimmage. The center Juice Scruggs does. And I just think that right now he's having just a little bit of what we're seeing with young quarterbacks is adjusting to the NFL and having to make those checks and being responsible for that and knowing where to go with the ball once, you do check out of it. I mean, if you really watch out of some pass protection sets, he really doesn't know kind of where to go with the ball. So I think CJ Stroud is going to be fine. I think he's a hell of a player. I think we will see him do things like he did last year. But this is all, what comes with being in the NFL. Once that tape is out, and it's on, his coaches and himself to adjust.
Tosin, what have you seen from CJ Stroud this year, or more specifically these last couple of weeks?
I mean, back to what Mike was saying, he needs to figure out, how to just get his offensive line to be better. And that's the one thing that I will say that Lamar got better with is learning, what defenses are showing you and how to, adjust to it. You've seen it with Lamar every single week, how he adjusts with the line. So that's the next step for CJ is really how to, progress as a actual quarterback and let you know, yo, I'm in command of this offense is what I'm trying to do. Bobby Slowick needs to, just let him be. Bobby Slowick is calling some real weird plays. And another thing, too, that he has to stop in the summertime, stop hanging out with Micah Parsons, man. That's not a serious person. Go train with some actual serious people. Micah Parsons is he's a very unserious human being. Don't have that person around you, my brother. So he's got all the talent in the world. I remember when I saw him last year against the Ravens in the opening game, and you could tell the kid is special, but he just needs to surround himself with some serious people and just realize that, yo, I got all the talent. How do I now, show I'm, the man in Houston? So he'll be all right, but that offensive line is really bad. I mean, when you saw them against the Jets too, when they play against the Jets, they had that man in hell. The poor kid was suffering. So yeah, he just needs to get his offensive line a little bit better, but he's got all the talent in the world.
Yep. Let's go to our week 11 picks. We already picked Steelers, Ravens. Everybody except for Courtney picked the Bears, Packers. So Courtney, do the Bears have a chance this week, or they don't have a chance? See, we got now on Monday we bringing up the penalty box. The fine box.
What is it? Is it? Do you want me to be muted when I'm not speaking, just in case there's any weird background noise?
You gotta be. You can be muted, but make sure when it's your time, you unmuted.
See, I did it, and you didn't even have to tell me that time. Anyway,
okay. All right.
Anyway, I think that the Bears have about a snowball's chance in hell of winning this football game. Yeah. I do think that it might be an interesting first half. Teams tend to play well for their new coaches. But yeah, I don't think Thomas Brown's gonna come save y'all. So yeah, give me the Packers. Did the Packers just come off a bye week too? Yes.
Yeah.
Give me Green Bay in Soldier Field. They're gonna put their feet.
Aren't they undefeated after they bye weeks last couple of years? Or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. You also got to remember they were pretty banged up. you know, but the buys come at the perfect time. Jordan Love is going to be as healthy as he's been since week 1, you know, this Sunday because he had rest. So yeah, I mean, it's just it's tough. But hey, this is like Tosin said, the Raiders did go to Baltimore and beat the Ravens. The Browns did beat the Ravens. Like anybody can be beat, and the spread has gone down. The spread has dropped a lot. So when you look at it, a lot of the money is on the Packers, but the spread dropped. That means that smart people with the real money, the 30 to 40 to 50 to $100,000 people, the touts are coming in and dropping some money on the Bears. I will not be doing that because I value my money
Right.
and I will.
Because I value my fun.
It's my anniversary this weekend. I can't be double broke. So, you know, but yeah, like Courtney said, you know, 0 chance, but anything, you know, can happen.
Congrats to Mikey and his anniversary. Make some noise real quick.
Make some noise for love. Make some noise.
Shout out to Puerto Rican love. Shout out to Puerto Rican love.
4 years strong, baby.
4 years. Shout out to that. Let's go to Lions Jaguars in Ford Field. No trick off Trev. Trick off Trev is out again. I think he has an abductor injury. Which I don't know if he's gonna play for the rest of the year. So that's gonna be Mac Jones will be starting for the second week.
Whole time, baby.
Yeah, okay. I wouldn't have pride over Mac Jones, but I feel you. Lions Jaguars. I think this is gonna be another rollover game for the Lions. I think the Lions gonna win this one. They're gonna win this one in blowout fashion. We're gonna go Dante, Tosin, Courtney, Mikey.
Lions by at least 14. Probably 17, but I'm gonna say Lions by 14.
I got Lions by 21.
Right. Yeah. Give me the Lions. I think Goff had his goof game, and I think he'll get right back in this one. Give me the Lions.
Yeah, I'm taking the Lions.
There's a lot of yuck games on this schedule this week. This next one too, disgusting. In New England, Patriots, Rams. I finished that Aaron Hernandez series. Hulu need to ass whoop. FX need to ass whoop.
You a strong brother for that one.
No, because sometimes when a show is bad, I gotta finish it.
It's like a car crash.
Didn't they basically say that the reason why he acted that way is he know he was gay or he was fighting his gay?
Yeah, look, if I was gay, I'd have been offended by that TV show. It was he liked dicks. That's why he was a serial killer.
Yeah, they went really hard on that angle, man.
I was about to say something crazy. Let me stop. I gotta stop doing
No. Hey, Dante, you almost said something got kicked off on Monday. So
hit the group chat, Dante.
No, this one wasn't gonna be too bad though. I was gonna say
I will let y'all know I am not a better man in private, okay? I be saying some shit.
Group
I
chat
do not pander. I do not put on the front. I whatever Dante was saying. Hey, Dante.
No, I'm about to say it right now. To Scott's point, because I'm with you, bro. They pretty much was like he couldn't get no cock, so he grabbed a Glock. Like that's basically what they said happened. Like the man wanted to be gay, he couldn't be gay, and so he turned into a mass murderer.
Wait. I got a real story about because it's probably the last time we'll talk about Aaron Hernandez.
Oh yeah. What else we gonna talk about the nigga?
2012. I'm at Club Live. I'm with all my people. I'm with the heavies of the heavies. So we're in the back table. We had GSP, MMA legend there. We had Aaron Hernandez. That's where I got the picture with Jamie.
The Winter Soldier, GSP.
That's where I got the picture with Jamie Foxx. Like we're all there. And Aaron Hernandez is dolo walking through in a white tee. And he had 2 blunts in each ear. And he lit one. And then he just passed it to me. And my boy Gordo was just like, he was like, yo, so I hit the blunt. I gave it back. And he thought it was, my man Gordo was so fried. He was like, hey, ain't that your boy? And I was like, who? He's like, no, he played for the Bears. And there was, I forgot the name, but Evan Rodriguez, I think he went to a SEC school. He played for the Bears. He was a tight end. We had drafted him like around that time. He was terrible, but he got his hair cut by my barber. So the whole time my boy's like talking to him like, yo, you play for the Bears. And Aaron Hernandez just like, whatever, smoking his blunt. I'm pretty sure it was PCP in it. I could not breathe. I could not fucking breathe.
Yo,
I went from standing up at the section to be like, yo, I gotta sit down, G. I am fried.
Hey,
you off the dippers?
Yeah, man, I was over there smoking wet cigarettes.
It's like, what Wayne Brady said, I didn't know you like to get wet.
Yeah, I was like, wait, hold up. I'm sitting there like, oh hell no. I walked out of the club with a bottle in my cargo pants. Like, how you walk out of the club with a gallon of Ciroc Blue Dot in my cargo pants?
Mikey, one, I'm gonna say this: you ended up like Smokey from Friday. Two, Miami is a haram place. Okay, that's all I gotta say about Miami. I'm not saying any of my Miami stories. It's a horrible place. I'm glad I am safe.
I was there for 10 years, and that's why my relationship is thriving now because I'm back home and
away from temptation. Hey, listen, we gotta have Mikey's true Hollywood stories, like Charlie Murphy. So yeah,
y'all get me on summer sessions. We might check a bag.
Yeah, we gotta have you on. We gotta have you on summer sessions for sure. Hey man, that Mike. Hey,
Orlando G, you will get smacked, bro.
He said, "How do you say baby in Spanish?"
Yeah. And one last thing about this show, that dude looked nothing like Aaron Hernandez. They're doing an Alice Verdugo life story. That'd have been a perfect dude to have him on there. He looked nothing like Aaron Hernandez, man. And
all this while we're trying to just pick
Patriots. I mean, honestly, talking about how bad this show is better than talking about Patriots Rams.
Oh my god!
They took whatever white nigga they saw in the corner. Like, we know how you play Bill Belichick. Come over here. Like,
you know the worst actor in that show though is Cam Newton, because Cam Newton has always been a man mount, like since he was a kid. Like Cam Newton has been the dude that had Cam Newton looked like a nerd.
Bruh, they had the random janitor play Cam Newton. Well, Damien say, Mikey jump on summer sessions. I'm gonna get a bottle in return. Hey, we got to do that. That one's gonna make Patreon history. We got to do that one for sure. He said, I think it was PCP. What did Wayne Brady say? Sherman Helms.
I was fried. I'm talking about fried. Then like I'm walking in, like we walk into like through the basement of the club. And like we walking in right there, and it's like Pusha T, and we're already like pre-gaming, so I'm drunk. So Pusha T sees I had a Don C hat on. He's like, "Oh, dope shit," and he sees my guy who he's doing big time Fed time right now. He's like, "Oh, what up?" They shaking hands, and I'm all fried, and I'm just like, "Yo, why am I here?" And that was the trip that made me say, "Yeah, I'm moving to Miami. I can fuck with Miami."
The year is 2012, and Mikey's at the table. Pusha T, Aaron Hernandez, and
GSP, Jamie Foxx, and no bullshit.
Smoking PSP with GSP. That's crazy.
Right. I was with some Vice Lords, some GDs, and a bunch of millionaires.
Yo, you were with Bangers out there?
They said Mikey's not like Martin on Bad Boys too.
Yeah. I was with Vargas and Reyes. They was with whatever.
Oh man, so. Bring back to the Patriots. Patriots Rams this week. Oh man. I guess the Rams will win. I'm out on the Rams too, man. I'm gonna say Rams. I'm gonna say Rams on this one. Patriots defense stinks. Contrary to what you saw at Soldier Field last week, Patriots defense stinks. The reason why Matthew Stafford was so bad last week, pass rush got to him. That's not gonna happen in this game. I'm going with the Rams.
Yeah, I'm Patriots. I know they just beat us and they probably feeling good, but no, I'm gonna be a McVay guy probably till he retires. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna go with the Rams.
I'm gonna go with the Rams, but Christian Barmore's back and they got Yannick Ngakoue up there, so the defense got a little bit better. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rams.
I'm gonna go with the Patriots. I got Christian Gonzalez locking up either Puka or Cooper Kupp. Stay tuned. What weren't the Rams like 0 for 3 in the red zone against Miami? Yeah, give me.
There was.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride with the Rams though. I still think that they'll find a way to put up points, and they will show that it is not hard to score on the Patriots, unlike what we saw last week at Soldier Field.
Wait, by the way, quickly, Courtney mentioned the Dolphins. I forgot. when the Ravens played the Steelers last year, that's when Joey Porter basically told Odell Beckham, "Go home. You're a family man. You washed." I remember that game.
They did. Yeah,
He told that man.
As we're talking about that real quick, Odell literally signed a contract. He's just a prop. He's just a touchdown celebration prop. Like that's all they use him for. He really does need to be a family man.
He does.
Odell is truly washed, man. Like it's sad to see. It's so sad.
Odell's finished. That ACL tear. At least he got a Super Bowl. At least he got a Super Bowl out of it. But quick non-football I'm watching. I got this Lakers Spurs game up in season game. Hey man, I thought niggas thought the Lakers changed like 3 games when they started like 3-0. Like, oh no, JJ Redick, this nigga's like amazing. Back to reality, niggas. Like if your best player is 40, there's a problem. But anyway, Saints Browns, another yuck game here. It's in New Orleans, so Saints got a little momentum last week.
Revenge game, baby.
Yeah, right. I forgot about that. Jameis. Oh man, I'm still gonna go Saints. I don't feel good about this pick whatsoever, but they're home. New offensive coordinator, a new coach in general. They won last week. I'm gonna go with the Saints.
Yeah. I think J-Mo finna give me a speech and one hell of a game. He might throw 4 picks and 4 touchdowns in this bitch. J-Mo about to be fired up. I'm gonna go with the Browns.
I'm a hater. I hate the Browns, so I'm going with the Saints.
I'm rolling with the Saints because that's my team. Let's see if MVS can stay on a heater. Give me the Saints.
No, he's not, Courtney.
Let me have faith. Worry about
it's Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Give me the Browns, man. Give me the Browns. There's no way I'm taking the Saints.
Oh man, this next game. By the way, it says Jets Colts. Did y'all see that misinformation on Pat McAfee show where Aaron Rodgers named the stat that nigga literally made up on Twitter?
That sums up everything that Aaron Rodgers is and is about. Just 100%. Touting misinformation.
100%. Pat had to go on Dan Patrick to clear stuff up. I'm like, dude was like, I'm sitting here late. He said I was on my couch high when I made that stat up. That's hilarious. But Jets Colts, Anthony Richardson is a starter once again, which means the Jets defense is gonna have a good game. I'm going with the New York Jets in this one.
I'm actually gonna pick the worst quarterback in the NFL, Anthony Richardson, and the Indianapolis Colts with the dub.
Yeah, I'm going with the Colts as well. The Jets are some doo-doo.
Give me Anthony Richardson. I think this is going to be a nice bounce back for him. He got his job back. Give me the Colts.
Absolutely not. Give me the Jets. Garrett Wilson, 2 TDs.
Exactly. Next game, Titans, Vikings. The Vikings have been playing more mediocre as the weeks have gone by. I feel like Sam Darnold is starting to look more and more like Sam Darnold. That game that they won last week against Jacksonville was nasty. I am going to pick the Vikings, but I think it's going to be a rough game. It would not surprise me if there's an upset, but I'm going to go Vikings in a very, very close game. They win by a field goal over the Titans.
Is this game in Tennessee or is it in Minnesota?
It's in Tennessee.
On the road, I think Sam Darnold gave us a nasty one. I'm going to go with Tennessee.
I'm going to go with the Vikings only because the Titans quarterback puts mayonnaise in his coffee.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. You've never seen the Will Levis mayonnaise commercials?
No. I didn't know he put it in the coffee.
Yeah.
He puts it in his coffee.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, I think the Titans have finally settled on we finally settled on being a down year. So yeah, give me the Vikings. Even though Sam Darnold has finally come back down to earth, which it's disappointing, isn't it? It was fun.
Nah, for who? It
was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, give me the Vikings. I think this is a good buy low spot on the Vikings. Even though if you watch that game from last week with the Jaguars, they still outgained the Jaguars by like over 275 yards. They just couldn't connect in the red zone. Give me the Vikings. I think they get right.
Next game, man, we got the Miami Dolphins returning home to play the Vegas Raiders. Dolphins coming over a win on the road over the Rams, man. I got the Dolphins win this one. I think the Dolphins gonna win a couple coming up. They got a weak schedule. They're starting to look a little better now. They've actually got Tua back, and the Raiders are just god awful. I know he signed a new contract, obviously went from interim to actual head coach, but I think Antonio Pierce will get fired this offseason.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going with
He's
the
smart.
Dolphins for this one.
He's super smooth because them car dealerships was coming for that money, brother. But I'm going with the Miami Dolphins as well. I think the Raiders. This is just Mark Davis. You see, he's turned his focus to the Aces. He don't give a fuck about this football team no more. They just everybody's favorite 3-day weekend. Go to Vegas with the guys and go watch your team beat the shit out of the Raiders. So I'm going with the Dolphins, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to Dolphins too. Calais Campbell, I wish he was still in Baltimore. Zach Zieler too. I just don't see them doing anything. So yeah, let's go to Dolphins.
Yeah, Antonio Pierce is a jabroni talking about, we got to give Gardner Minshew an opportunity to get his confidence. Brother, you keep benching him every fucking week. Like, what do you?
He benching him like, remember Belichick used to bench Mac Jones every 7 business days?
Yeah, like, what do you think that's going to do for your quarterback's confidence? Anyway, give me the Dolphins. Fuck
give me the Dolphins.
Fuck him for what he did to SU.
Give me the Dolphins. I think they start to get on a little run here.
This next game actually a good one, man. Broncos actually in the middle is fighting for a playoff spot. They should have won last week, but like I said, Patrick Mahomes is one of Satan's greatest soldiers, and they found a way to win the game.
Scott,
yeah.
Quick question. Are you ready to talk about our Lord and Savior Bo Nix?
Okay.
Are we ready
I was gonna actually give him some love in a second. You just had to go there. But Bo Nix is actually paper stat wise having the best rookie season of any rookie quarterbacks. He's got 15 touchdowns. He's looking good. I mean, he's 55. So he was in college for a decade. I would hope he would look this good. But going up against the Falcons, Falcons had a tough loss last week to the Saints. But they're in Denver, so I'm going to go with the Broncos. But this game right here is really going to tell me how the rest of Denver's season is going to go. Are they going to do like the Bears did and fumble after a very, very traumatic loss? Or are they going to get back on the wagon and win this one against the Falcons team that's pretty good as well? But I'm going to go Broncos. I think they bounce back. I think that Bo Nix has a good game, but I think it's going to be a very close one. So I'm going to go Broncos by a field goal this time.
I'm going to exact opposite. I think the Falcons are going to pull out a close one on the road and, bounce back from that tough loss in New Orleans. I know Youngway has really been struggling. That's another thing. I know it's funny. That man's name is not Young Ho. It's Youngway. It's not
Young Ho?
No, his name is Youngway Cool. It's not Young Ho at all. Niggas
You
just
sound
being niggas.
you sound like what's it called? Shannon Sharp and them talking about it. That's Deion Sanders.
Like that shit was crazy. But no, he's been struggling. But I do think out there in the elevation, they'll get him within range. He'll be fine. And I think the Falcons edge this one out by field goal.
Yeah, I'm going with the Falcons only purely because Jesse Bates was talking crazy shit about Bo Nix, talking about something. Yeah, we seen him in college. So, Jesse Bates was basically saying that man old as shit. So, going with the Falcons.
Bo Nix was in college during the Obama administration, the first term.
Yeah, you already know I'm going for the Broncos. Their defense is elite. Give me Denver. But in the Falcons' defense, which I fucking hate the Falcons, but in their defense, it took like 5 fucking missed field goals by Youngway Koo last week in order for the Saints to win that game. So I think it'll be a lot closer, but I got to take Denver.
Yeah, I'm going to ride with the home team. I think that it'll be a very close, low-scoring game, but give me the Broncos.
Next game is another rivalry game. This one used to be really, really good 10 years ago. But Niners, Seahawks, I'm not sold on the Niners, but I'm really not sold on Seattle. They got Christian McCaffrey back. Brock Purdy's been having a pretty solid season. I'm going to go with the Niners in this one over the Seahawks. I'm going to say Niners by 10 in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to say future Justin Fields will not get this one done. I'm going with the 49ers by, I say 10. It'll be comfortable. It'll be a comfortable victory.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Niners. I just don't see it for the Seahawks at all.
Where's the game?
It's in San Francisco or Santa Clara.
Oh, yeah, give me the Niners, but I'm hoping for a big game from Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, give me the Niners. I think they start the run here.
All right, next game is the game of the week. In Buffalo, man, Bills Chiefs. Hey, man, I feel like I'm the only Josh Allen fan up here. But Josh Allen having an MVP caliber season, and I think that talk. He's having. I said MVP caliber. He's having an MVP caliber season. And the Chiefs, man, they're not going to get away with it this week. They're not going to get away with it this week. The 9-0 streak ends this Sunday in Buffalo. I'm going with the Chiefs. I'm going with the Bills over the Chiefs.
I'm done down Patrick Mahomes. Like I'm just gonna have to be wrong. So
you sound so defeated, Dante.
Because I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't dislike Pat, but it's like this shit get boring. Like I like him, mix it up. Like, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I can't bet against Satan, man. So go with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think this is the Bills Super Bowl. They're gonna be ready to play. Is Amari Cooper coming back? Confirmed? I know no Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah, maybe. I think Amari's back.
Okay.
Yeah, give me the Bills by like a field goal. Give me the Bills by a field goal. Shout out Tyler Bass.
Yeah, that's a playing up in Orchard Park. That's a really tough environment. I'm gonna ride with the Bills on this one, which means the Chiefs are gonna win on like a pick six. But give me the Bills.
Oh man, this next game, I think this is gonna be really, really good. Good quarterback battle here on Sunday Night Football. You got the Chargers and the Bengals at SoFi Stadium. Justin Herbert, and Joe Burrow. Man, the thing about the Bengals is just this defense is just so bad. The games they've lost, for the most part, have had nothing to do with their offense. I like the Chargers. Chargers been really good. Justin Herbert's hooping, and he throwing to me out there. Like I can't name none of his wide receivers. Jim Harbaugh's done what every Bears fan said he could do. He should be coaching the Bears, but Mr. Kevin Warren wants somebody he can control. I'm sure I'll get a never mind. I was gonna say something else. Anyway, moving right along. I'm going to go with the Chargers in this one. I think the Bengals season got cooked, losing that Thursday Night Football game to the Ravens. So I'm gonna go with Chargers on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, I'm definitely going Chargers. I told y'all about Joe Burrow this year, even though he's been playing well, but the Bengals as a whole, just as you said, this is about to fall apart, especially because that owner is cheap as hell, and you got two receivers that want to get paid, and I don't know which one he's gonna pay. So I mean, common sense tells you pay Jamar Chase, but
they should have paid him earlier. Now they're gonna have to pay him more.
A lot of money, whole lot of money. But no, I'm going Chargers.
I'm going to Chargers. Jim Harbaugh and John Harbaugh. Like, I'm so glad football found them and they found football because they do not need to be doing anything else besides football. Those two, I love John Harbaugh like he's my own uncle, but him and Jim are weirdos, man. Like, they go with that. Who's got it better than us? I'm just like, yo, y'all are some weirdos. So I'm going with the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going with the Chargers too. Give me this game to finally put the Bengals season to sleep. Give me the Chargers.
Absolutely not. Give me the Bengals.
Oh, okay.
T. Higgins coming back. This is going to be the game that we have to see what Justin Herbert could do in the passing game. Obviously, we know the type of style offense they've been running with this year, running the ball in between those two tackles, Rashawn Slater and Joe Alt. But we haven't really seen Justin Herbert be in that classic shootout game. And I think that this game might eventually kind of lead to that with Burrow getting all of his weapons back.
All right, final game, Monday Night Football. To me, if this isn't a get-right game for the Texans, then they really are screwed. If CJ can't go off on this team, we're going to have some conversations. I believe CJ will. I believe CJ have a really, really good game. I don't expect much from the Cowboys at all, especially Dakota is out for the rest of the season. I'm going to go with the Texans on the road on Monday Night Football over the Cowboys.
Yeah, things just continue to get worse for Dallas. I'm going to go with Houston in the Battle of Texas.
Yeah, we love seeing the Dallas Cowboys lose. It's a beautiful thing. So go Texans.
Yeah, the Dallas Cowboys, if I'm not mistaken, are still winless at home. And, just to keep it all in the city, the Dallas Stars have outscored the Cowboys 14-6. 14 goals in the past 2 games to their 6 this past Sunday. And I don't think it's going to get much better with Dak being out. So give me the Texans.
Shit, the Dallas Stars put up a touchdown yesterday. They scored more than the Bears last week.
Against the Bruins, against the Boston Bruins.
Yeah, shout out to them. They were on the parlay. Give me the Texans. Nico Collins being back is that much of a difference. I think we're gonna see this offense clicking. Give me the Texans.
And that wraps up our Week 11 preview. Man, I can't believe we're on Week 11 already, man. Like, I'm gonna have to watch the NBA full and soon. That's disappointing.
Watching Mike Tyson?
Huh? No, I'm not watching that.
I'm definitely watching that.
I'm not gonna lie. The homie, he threw it up on the garage in the backyard. He got a projector, so I'm gonna go out there with the fire pit. Have a good time. Watch Mike throw this fight for this money.
I'm gonna go play Call of Duty, and I might throw it up on the laptop. Just in the background.
Mike told you what he's gonna do.
Hit my line and add me so we can get these rebirth domes.
All right.
Not y'all. I'm talking to the people at large. Because
I know what you're talking about.
I can't run with my squad. I know y'all weak.
If I turn on a video game, I'm getting whooped by a 10-year-old. Like, I ain't played video games.
Especially, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm the nigga that I'm gonna be trash, but I'm gonna run around reviving people because I just want the points when we win.
Every team needs a medic.
That's all I need.
I really stopped playing video games in 2013. I tried to come back when that Spider-Man game dropped in 2017. I got watched by Wilson Fisk for a clean week, and I gave it up.
Oh yeah, we all tried that, brother.
Wilson Fisk gave me the hands for a week. I was like, I'm done. I can't do it no more. So, but that's all we got today. I'm not gonna hold you. Tosin, thanks for filling in for Bang. He's gonna be filling in for Bang again on Monday. Courtney, we know you're not gonna be here on Monday as well, but what y'all got on tap for the weekend?
I'm just about to be watching football, laid up on the couch watching football. That's the big plan.
I will be watching football, enjoying college football tomorrow, and then I will be forced to watch the Green Bay Packers destroy the Bears in front of me on Sunday. Mikey, Dante, Tosin, what y'all got on deck this weekend?
You know me, nigga, golf.
Golf. I forgot who I was talking to.
Right, gambling behind my girl's back, hanging out with her, going out to eat.
What's your big plan for your anniversary?
What you got on tap for the anniversary?
We chill. She want to do a day at the Field Museum tomorrow, so we're gonna do that. Shout out to my employer for the free tickets. That is love. That saved some bread there.
Yeah, don't tell her that the tickets were free, you know.
And right. And then we she don't never watch this. She don't pay attention to it. She only hear me whenever I talk about, like, if I bring up a female, which is always funny. Then we're gonna go shout out to my man Javi, go eat at RPM Italian, and then we at the crib chilling.
Oh, we're not gonna go to Harold's?
Nah. We for the anniversary. Nah, we chilling. That's actually right now. That's Uber Eats.
But when I go to Chicago and I want to go to Maple and Ash. Oh Lord, God.
I am going to Maple and Ash on Black Friday.
I love Maple and Ash.
Yeah. I got the plug there too. So holla at me. I got the plugs everywhere for the most part.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna be praying until Sunday that the Ravens don't embarrass me. Don't lose. No. That's all. I don't care how we do it. Just don't lose.
The only people gonna be embarrassed on Sunday are these three individuals right here on the side of the screen. That's who's gonna be embarrassed. But yeah, man. Tosin, where can they follow you, man? We know you part of the Great Blue Sky migration. I'm over on Blue Sky as well.
Man, I don't think I got any more socials in me, bro. I think I'm retired. I think it's time to become a family man. Tell me
I was thinking this. I'm like, you know what? I'm about to focus on me. Fuck social media.
Let's be very clear.
Cooking, doing all type of shit.
If I didn't have a brand or a show to promote, I wouldn't even have a Twitter. I wouldn't have none of this. But unfortunately, I have to. So follow me on Twitter as well.
If it wasn't for the pandemic, I'll be honest, I didn't make my Twitter till the pandemic. I was just bored But yeah, like if it wasn't for the pandemic, I was just solely Instagram, and that's it. If you have my number, you have my number.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I've had the same Twitter account since 2009.
Yeah, I've had Twitter since 2009. It's not the same account because Cody Parkey and the Feds got that out of there in 2000.
Nah, I'm a child of God, so we've never been kicked off.
I've had my same Twitter since 2011, but I don't think I got any more socials in me, man. I think it's time for me to get married and just become a man.
When I first got on Twitter, it was so wild. It's when celebrities actually hit you back. That's when I got like a angry DM from Maya. I won't tell you what the tweet was that I said. I'll tell y'all off air what I actually said. Well, I got an angry DM from Maya, like in the middle of my publishing class at Columbia College. I'm like, damn, that's what I said. That's how long I've been on Twitter.
You know how many times my old shorty called me DMing porn stars, just talking to them like regular Twitter shit, like. Cause that's how that was the vibes back in 2007 when Twitter first started, bro. Like we was in there.
Nigga was up here DMing.
And they were going. I'm not gonna hold you like I didn't have one in 2009, but I made sure that shit was scrubbed. That shit is gone off the face of the earth.
I paid cash for that shit, boy. I went right to the website.
My first Twitter getting out of here is the best thing that happened in my career. Who knows what I was saying at age 22 in college?
Yeah, my old Tumblr, my old Twitter, all of it, none of it exists because I was a wild boy, and we thank God for growth.
I'm so glad I never went through this phase, God. Always been.
Oh yeah, we've literally had every social media. Yeah, I mean you're full of shit.
Yo, Dante, someone said you were DMing Sarah J.
No, first of all, Orlando been trying it today, G. We have to square up when we come back to the crib, bro. You've been trying it today.
Monday show, the artwork gonna be him. One of his selfies
Orlando.
Like this. One of his selfies like this.
I'm about to say, you know who he voted for. That's why he's so excited.
No. I gotta say Sarah J story too, but we gotta say.
Let's save that for the group chat.
We gotta have Mikey on Summer Sessions, man. This is Summer Sessions stories, but yeah, man, you can follow me at Barber Scott on all social media platforms, including Blue Sky, because I have a brand and I have to be on these God-forsaken applications. But follow Barber's Chair Network at Barber's Chair Net. Follow HB Media TV on Twitter, and HB Media on Instagram, man. Subscribe to Patreon, patreon.com/Barber's Chair Network. Speaking of Summer Sessions, there is a new Summer Sessions episode right now. We call that the Cousin Jeff episode. We spent like 45 minutes talking about politics. Y'all niggas remember Cousin Jeff used to come on Rap City? Like,
yeah, buddy with the locks. Yeah,
buddy. Yeah, buddy. Like niggas be talking about the new Nori video. And he come on. Let me tell y'all why we got to go vote for Kerry. Like that. That's what Cousin Jeff used to do. So this Summer Sessions
episode. Scott, were you old enough to vote for Kerry?
Okay, let's relax. No, I was not old enough to vote for Kerry.
I'm just asking.
Let's relax. Bang was old enough to vote for Kerry.
Right?
Bang was old enough to vote for
Kerry.
Yeah. Damn. My first election was Obama McCain. That doesn't make me sound any less younger than I am, but yeah, I know I was not old enough for Bush Kerry. Not at all. I had a voter dash shirt just because they would pass them out. Pound 92 was passing them joints out. We high school. We can't even vote, but whatever. But new episode of Summer Sessions is up right now. Patreon, bcnetshop.com. That's all we got for y'all, man. bcnetshop.com. We gonna holler at y'all on Monday. Enjoy y'all sports weekend. We up out of here.